Welcome, everybody. It's your girl, Delores, just the pink girl in my pink world, here on every social platform with the good brother J News. J News, you got something to tell the good people today?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As I, your good brother Jay News, back at it again here on the Hit the Ropes podcast with the lovely Dolores, and we are going to be talking about the week that was in pro wrestling. So appreciate y'all as always for coming in, tuning in, and commenting as you do. And let's get the show on the road. Oh, Dolores, you're muted.
Tells you how slow I am. Because as you all heard for the first few seconds, J News sounded real soft. Something was like, let me go and click and see if I can change it. And I was able to up your mic. Ladies and gentlemen, we got some hot topics today. I came up with some me and my good friend Chat GPT because I had some topics and he had some topics and we put it together for some hot topics today. So let's go over to the hot topic studio. Bring J News over here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hit the Ropes podcast hot topic studio. We're gonna start off with the first thing, which is AAA and WWE are coming together. Rey Mysterio had a backstage segment when he said he wanted to talk to Roman, and he's convinced Roman to have an 8-man tournament where the winner earns a shot at his World Heavyweight Championship. You have Penta, Laredo, Psycho Clown, La Parca, Dragon Lee, El Hijo, Dr. Wagner Jr., Ray Phoenix, and I cannot never pronounce that right. El Fiscal.
That is right.
Yes. So is the date is to be determined, but it'll be WWE and AAA coming together. So J News, what do you feel about this?
I thought this was an interesting bit of news, to say the least. Um, but you know, it's interesting to. I don't really have too much to say about it. I think it's something new for the WWE to be doing, especially including any of the AAA talents that are there. For Roman to go to AAA and make this a thing, I think is a good, to use a term, a good piece of business. It gives AAA visibility at the end of the day, and we'll see as to how it all breaks down. The competitors in the tournament all are viable guys. I think from a heavyweight perspective, for me personally speaking, Elijo the Dr. Wagner Jr. is probably the best bet from a heavyweight perspective. But if we're gonna go with popularity and things of that nature, I probably see somebody like Penta or
I would say Penta, but being that
Penta
I
or
watch a lot of AAA in it right now,
Psycho Clown.
I think Ray Phoenix or listen, El Fiscal don't even have a image on WWE website, so you know how much they don't
Yeah,
care
he
about him.
he won his match yesterday, so I know he went forward into the tournament thing. So I just
Yeah,
didn't know
they
who.
don't. I don't think they care about him enough to have him face Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
But like people know La Parka, Psycho Clown, the Laredo Kid is kind of like a of late. He's kind of been like a little bad guy, and so I see the bigger popular names getting more of a chance, especially in Mexico. If you can blend the, because I wouldn't hope a main roster WWE person would face him just because he's Mexican. I would assume that you would put a luchador who works in AAA to face off with him because that was the whole thing about it. I mean, you didn't have to put it in Mexico if it wasn't, you know, it was just gonna be a WWE person. You could have did that on the main roster.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. That's why my choice was El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. But I'm not too sure if his match was the match that happened yesterday with El Fiscal. I
I
I'm botching
I
on it
watched
then.
some new matches today, so I can't
Right.
tell you. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, hi, how are you doing? First time seeing you. Hope you are having a good time with us. Ladies and gentlemen, on to the next topic, which is, does AEW need MJF back in the world title picture immediately? That's something I've heard on the interwebs, and I wanted to see what you thought about it, J News.
I mean, that's an interesting topic to bring up. Do they need him back immediately? No, they have enough. I wouldn't say it's tough to say, right? Because they'll always, or the wrestling narrative is always going to be, you need star power at the top in order to keep things relevant. But right now, without Max in the world title scene, the world title scene to me isn't taking any sort of a dive, right? It's Will, it's Kenny. They're building up. They're building upon what they've been doing with Andrade. You got as Andrade is national champion now. Then you got Kyle Fletcher as international champion. So these are secondary championships. They can be considered quote unquote mid card championships, but these guys are ready to be in the main event scene. You just tried to catapult Kevin Knight into that particular scene, and he didn't sink in his match against Kenny Omega. So, you know, there's possibilities of other guys in that main event scene right now. So, is there a need for Max? No, but does he make the main event scene better? Yes. So, for all intents and purposes, it's nuanced at the end of the day. But right now, I don't think he's needed. Not right now.
Yeah, I think they're doing good right now. I can see why people are like, because he does have some, no matter how goofy or stupid they are, he has some fire storylines leading up to his matches. So I can see where people are like, some of the storylines I could say I wasn't necessarily always interested in because I'm like, I hoped Kevin Knight would win, but then when I realistically thought about it, I was like, he ain't winning. But it didn't. I don't know. MJF is a type of character, which he's a real life actor that brings you into storylines and make you feel like he got a real serious problem with the person. Because every time he talks about him on and off Klein, he is vicious about how he does it. So I could see it. I could see it. Next topic, ladies and gentlemen. Who should NXT, okay, send up to the main roster next? Okay. Who? Who? Because we saw uh not Soruka. I'm thinking of her name wrong. Oop, wrong one. Uh Lola Vice kind of tip her hat to NXT on her farewell match, which we'll talk about a little later on. But and I forgot who else came up. But there are some other people coming up. So who do you think should go up, J News?
Currently, nobody. I think
That's
they've
how I
done
felt too. I thought I was mean for saying that, but I was like,
no.
I don't think nobody. I
They've
Lola,
done
yes,
too much of that
but
lately.
nobody else. I didn't really see nobody
They've done too much of that lately. I understand wanting to put the newer talent or graduating talents from NXT to the WWE main roster. I also
else.
understand that there's some injury concerns with certain talents on the main roster, but the main roster itself is overloaded and they don't use everyone that they have on the main roster appropriately. That's on the booking side, that's not necessarily on the talent side. There was some news, some rumblings, some rumors, if you will, some conjecture, some innuendo that came out during the week about how some officials in the WWE felt about Sol Ruka's in-ring performance as of late, and she's a recent NXT call-up, so we'll see how that all plays out.
It's not working out with
So
Saruka like I thought it would. It's
so
like
right now,
you know how during the mid, it wasn't even mid. You remember when Randy was always hitting the RKO from the top rope, from the bottom rope, catching you through the middle. It was exciting. And then after a while, it was like somebody was jumping. I'm like, oh, he about to RKO. Okay. Her soul snatcher is not connecting. Like even when she did it to Becky one time, Becky was just falling. She was trying to get her arm around her. It looked weird. I think older talent is not willing to risk. You know, younger talent, they willing to jump out of the gym, fly high, put their body at risk. You're not gonna ask mothers uh, or older talent to, you know, fly with you and trust that you got their best interest. I just don't think Becky would do it, but I don't think she trusted her enough to take that from her like she did. It looked weird. And I was like, okay. Then she did it again, and I was like, oh, okay, it still looks weird. I just don't think that it. She needs to, I don't know, practice or dance with somebody who's willing to do with her that will make it good. Because I mean, to be honest, they took away the RKO for a minute, where it's like he was just straight up doing it in the center of the ring. He wasn't doing the high flying moves. Now he does it in the center of the ring, but you might catch him like, was it Javon Evans he faced where he just snatched him from the sky? But Javon threw himself. So I mean, if nobody, the way Javon threw himself, even if nobody was in the ring to RKO him, it still would have looked incredible because he threw his whole body into it. I just think some wrestlers have gotten to a point where they're not willing to risk it, and I don't blame them. But now these newer people are. That's what they've been banking on. That's what they've been in NXT doing, risking it all for a shot. And now you get this shot, and your dance partner is not willing to risk it with you. What can you do? So, with that being said, we're on to the next topic, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know that TNA, it do it really need its own development system? They're in the talks. It's been reported that they're finalizing a deal with OVW that would make OVW a development system for them. Uh J News, I'm gonna be honest with you. They said they're gonna do like television and online content. I don't need to see any more TNA. It's getting kind of bad. J News, I just need to know your thoughts on
I think I heard about this earlier in the week. I recall it coming up, and I didn't really have much of an opinion on it. Ohio Valley Wrestling used to be an older WWE developmental territory in the early to mid 2000s, into the early 2010s before they got to FCW and then ultimately to NXT. Ohio Valley Wrestling being a TNA developmental system to me doesn't make much sense in the long run. They have the connection with Al Snow because Al Snow worked with TNA for a long period of time. Al Snow still runs OVW, so if it's an easy tie-in from a personal standpoint and from a business standpoint, but nah, I don't think it's worth it for them to have a developmental system because they barely have enough money to keep talent as it is. So how is it that they're going to be putting money into OVW for them to, be their developmental system? I just don't. The business sense doesn't make sense there for
it. Yeah.
TNA. So yeah,
And plus, if I'm not happy with the content I'm already seeing, what makes me want to go see some more? That, that to me that makes sense. But going into that, we're going to talk about how How far should WWE and AAA take their partnership? Okay, so with the new pay per views, we're getting the 2 nights. We're getting the night before a heat wave. I don't know if you know that they're having two shows on the 30th. I will be doing both. Jesus Christ help me. Okay. Uh uh and so which I don't know why they didn't combine it, but it's you know. So now with Roman Reigns going over there, there's some people mentioned Cody might go, different things like that. How far do you think J News they can take this partnership together? Because we didn't think it was gonna get this far.
First and foremost, this isn't a partnership. The
But I
WWE
mean
owns
partnership
Triple.
as far as like swapping
Yeah, no.
back and
Look,
forth.
at the end of the day, I think that the way that AAA has garnered success in the last couple of months has been by, for lack of a better term, organically building the characters on their show. The Grande Americano thing, they spotlighted that on AAA. They tried maneuvering it into WWE main roster TV, but it didn't
It didn't
necessarily
work.
work out, and people weren't necessarily feeling it. But over on the AAA side of thing, it was their main event thing. The bands were eating it up. So having WWE talent go over to, or should I say, having main roster talent go over to AAA, it's not a bad idea, on an infrequent basis. But don't
Yeah.
don't make it a thing, right? Like make your stars out of the AAA talent you have, build on what it is you have, continue to scour the Mexican market for newer luchadors and things of that nature, just like AAA has always done, and continue to build the AAA brand through there. The main roster integration, I think, should be seldom. You pop a rating here and there, but you can't count on those guys all the time to be on their mainline TV show, which is only an hour, and not even TV. It's on YouTube for now, and yeah, like just continue to do what you're doing, as in what you're doing with AAA now. You can do it in spurts, but don't count on it on being a mainline thing to see on AAA on a regular basis with with the main roster talent and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
that's just
I thought about how was I saying it? I thought about how they I think that I can best explain when we get to the next topic. Next topic, ladies and gentlemen. AAA versus CMLL. Which promotion has a bigger opportunity internationally right now? With the backing, WWE is backing or well actually they're on AAA. But CMLL is working with AEW. So again, these are two companies. They swapping talents, and we'll talk about some of the shows that AEW has had with CMLL recently. Uh, I think CMLL was already doing good. For me, AAA had went down in the dumpster. And when you tell me that, how can I put it? When I found out that Undertaker was running AAA, I was like, oh, it's definitely gonna go down. Okay, this man does not understand the culture, the meaning, the this, the that. But I have been enjoying AAA lately, and also being able to watch it on YouTube, and even with I know they have been putting it on WWE's YouTube channel too, the English version. It has been nice to even for me as a watch along, send my chat over there to watch something that they can consistently watch, keep up with, and that is exciting and the characters are fun, funny, and you can get into. Because I hate when I watch alongs like like ESPN watch alongs and people don't have that. They can't afford that. They don't understand that. Whereas this is something that if they like what they see, they can watch it consistently and go back. And a lot of the times with AAA, They now have it where they have where you can watch past shows. They can go live watching past shows and stuff like that. So that's something easier where it's like going to the app or doing all the rest of that stuff and hunting it down like I used to have to do was a pain in the butt. So I appreciate them. I feel like they're growing. CMLL was already at the top to me between the two Mexican. I think they were already top to me because I saw them work with other companies through indies and everywhere else. So that's how I got introduced to them is watching them with other indie companies and people saying, "Oh, this is a person from CMLL," and then me going, "Well, I want to go and see and watch what they do." I think they already at the top, and AEW is already. I hate to say it, AEW is on the top too. So you got two top people, whereas I think AAA was coming from the bottom and trying to get to the top, and they're doing better and have more potential of getting bigger if they continue to work like they're doing now.
So the question being, which Mexican promotion has the bigger opportunity internationally? As of right now, from an opportunity standpoint, it's CMLL. Just based on what you said, Dolores, they just have more partnerships with different independent or major promotions in other countries and stuff like that. CMLL has their partnership with New Japan. They have different partnerships statewide with MLW, with AEW. They have partnerships with Stardom, the women's promotion in Japan as well. So they have partnerships with Rev Pro in the UK. So they have different partnerships with different wrestling promotions across the globe, which allows them to have more international exposure. Now, you did bring up a very good point, though, Dolores, about ease of accessibility, right? I think AAA, not I think, I know AAA is way more accessible to the general fan than CMLL is. Now, what is the difference? AAA on a weekly basis every Saturday has a 1 hour TV show that they air on the WWE YouTube channel, both in Spanish on the on the main AAA channel and in English on the WWE channel, right? And it's free, right? You don't have to pay, there's no tiered membership fee unlike CMLL. I'm a CMLL top tier fan member or whatever the case is, where I pay $35 a month to get all the CMLL shows live, transmitted to me via YouTube. But I decide to pay that because I'm a fan. I watch every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, or if I'm not, watching live, I can always go back and watch the shows that were aired. The $35 a month, though, to the point you were also making, Dolores, that is a bit of a hindrance to people, because if people aren't going to pay $30 to to have ESPN Unlimited and watch regular WWE pay-per-views, if you're not a real fan of lucha and stuff like that, or of just CMLL in general, specifically, should I say, as a brand, you're not going to pay $35 a month and stuff like that. So the ease of accessibility is in the WWE / AAA side of things, but the bigger international opportunity, I believe, goes to CMLL, just because of the exposure is there for their stars and stuff like that. They've been doing it for a longer period of time from an international basis, and yeah, and it seems like they're just very easy to work with from a partnership standpoint. So there's that of it as well. So
Yes.
when CMLL talents go to other countries, be it Japan or America and things of that nature, their guys get wins and losses, right? I think it's very 50-50 booking when it comes to that. But when those particular companies' talents come to Mexico and stuff like that, the Mexican stars always get the bigger billing and whatnot. But those international stars that go to Mexico also get proper billing as well, and they get lauded as international stars as well. So I think that those relationships that CMLL has built over the years really works well for whatever parties are involved. I'm not too sure to say the same for AAA, especially in the position they're in now, having WWE being their main owner and stuff like that. WWE's never necessarily been known to play nice with other international
They won't play
promotions.
nice with you. They gonna get they win. They gonna
Yeah.
just not. And that's why I think in this instance, CMLL is already there. They're at the top. AAA, I have heard rumblings that they're gonna eventually start touring and doing things, but right now they're just based in Mexico, and they're not spreading. Only those few talents that go to, do an NXT event or this and this and this. This is, I think this might be. I'm not for sure. Don't quote me. This might be the first real like pay-per-view they've done recently in somewhere else other than Mexico, because they'll be in Texas along with Heat Wave. Essentially, and this is the craziest thing. I do not know how to pronounce it, so J News can pronounce it for me. It is uh
Ola de calor.
Ola de Color. Okay. Which means heat wave. Okay.
Yes.
And it comes on before heat wave. But you would think that because NXT people have wrestled on AAA, that they might as well just have that. But I'm assuming it's because the Worlds Collide is not too, I think it's September. They don't want to do that. So they just literally put this pay per view. So I will be on around 12 o'clock for that. At 3 o'clock is NXT Heat Wave. So literally, I get off, get right back on, or might just have to switch it mid motion. But that's how it is when I think stuff like that. If you do pay per views or shows like that, sometimes combine them. That'll make it easier for us. But I do enjoy like NXT. I noticed that NXT and AAA have garnered me a lot of wrestling fans because they get to see it. If they've never seen it before, they get to see it. And so I think that's a great opportunity for anybody to put their shows on YouTube and get, was it I Say Wrestling? We're covering that this week. I forgot that they are now on YouTube, and I'm like, okay, well, I watched the show, I really liked it. We're covering it, so I think that putting your shows on YouTube, if you're not like getting a lot of traction, will bring people to you. Because in this economy, who's gonna just spend extra money like that? I know me and J News do, but who gonna spend extra money like that? Because I know I spend hundreds of dollars. Just listen, Crooked Peach. I try to do a little bit. I don't know everything. I try to learn a little bit. These next two topics they right up on J News Alley. Okay, I was like, I know I gotta get something in for J News. First of all, the G136, Climax 36. Listen, first of all, I want to get J News' opinion on Rennerita's performance, Callum Newman's rise in the G1, who has increased their stock during the tournament, and which New Japan wrestler, which New Japan wrestler would you most want to see enter WWE or AEW? There's a lot of questions for you, J News.
Um, to be fair and to be honest, I have not watched that much of this year's G1. From it's just been, to be quite honest, there's just too much wrestling content nowadays.
Yeah,
So I try my best to watch what I favor, and right now I really just favor AEW, ROH/CMLL stuff.
yeah,
The New Japan stuff took a dive for me earlier in the year, just due to booking reasons and stuff like that, and decisions they were making backstage and all that jazz. And I understand that the G1 is the premier time to watch New Japan. I get that. I've been a New Japan fan since the late 80s. So I know as to when the peak season for New Japan is, but for whatever reason, I just haven't been in it. From what I understand and what's been going and what the discourse has been online, the standout of the tournament so far has been Yuto Ice, half of the Knockout Brothers. To be quite honest, so that's the discourse I'm seeing online. If
I
Callum Newman's,
watch, but I mostly don't watch. I used to, if you all do not know, I used to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and watch this stuff. But life been life, and I've been asleep. So I've been watching it later on, and sometimes I feel like when I watch it later on, you don't get the same excitement you might do when you watch live. So I've watched one or two live, and it doesn't seem the greatest. I do like you though, Ice. I think Cal Newman has done great. I couldn't tell you anybody. I first of all, I don't really have anybody I would want to see in WWE. AEW, I can't even think of anybody right now. I think they're good where they're at. I couldn't imagine the booking of them in AEW because I don't really see anybody. I mean, everybody's been to AEW
Yeah,
pretty
like
much.
they do the cross promotional stuff a
Yeah,
few times a year. They have the Forbidden Door event, so we see a lot of New Japan talent come over during the earlier parts of the summertime and stuff like that before Forbidden Door. As for any of the talents from New Japan to go over to AEW or WWE, to be quite honest, I'm kind of done with the talent exchange stuff at this point. They've overdone it. They haven't kept it special. Um, the WWE portion of it hasn't sat well with me for years.
yeah,
That being just the booking of the Japanese talent overall on the WWE side of things. I mean, at the end of the day, look at how much time Shinsuke Nakamura spends off of TV
yeah.
in comparison to when he spends on TV. He just got back on TV this past Friday on SmackDown. He hadn't been on TV for months. People,
Also, shout out to my girl. You won the title and got injured on Friday Night SmackDown. I'm like,
oh,
how does
Chelsea
that
Green, right?
happen?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like, how you
the
always have this happen to you? Then you got to have some kind of bad luck. At that point,
yeah. Hopefully,
you
hopefully she
you
can
didn't get a full week to talk your smack before you got injured. I'm
hopefully
like,
she can
Jesus.
wear one of those hard plastic face masks and continue to
Oh, like
do
Cody,
it.
did she do that one time?
Yeah, she can just go back
Yeah.
to doing that. That I don't think that'll be too much of a stretch. But to finish on the Japanese talent thing, the discourse for over a year now about Julia's booking and how they treated Julia and things of that nature. Obviously,
That lady should
Kyrie.
have never been with her.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's a different. You have to know the style and type of talent you're getting to know how to promote them and squeeze them into your roster in a specific way. Like it's not you can't always mold someone into your light. You have to let their light shine in your corner of the universe. If dare I say. And I don't think they've done Julia any favors from that perspective. Obviously, Asuka's gone. Kyrie got released. Io Sky's there is one of their main women's top wrestlers, but outside of Io Sky and Asuka, for the last decade, who can you say from the Japanese talent that has done that well? And don't give me
Nobody.
title wins because that shit don't matter in the WWE. So
It really don't.
we've got Evil over on NXT, him playing Naraku now, and all that
See,
stuff.
now I can kind of like him a little bit now, whereas before I absolutely hated him. I didn't even want to hear his name.
Right, because they
Now
kept on doing the clown show shit with the House of Torture. Now they don't
it
have
was
him
like
doing
I'm
that.
so glad. And that's why I say I don't want nobody going back to WWE like that. Because if you bring the rest of the clowns in, they're gonna clown to death, and I can't deal with that. I can't. Ladies and gentlemen, to the last topic, which has probably something to do with J News. It is Tetsu Naito challenging for the GHC championship. Okay. Is this a new chapter for him? Will you do you even think he's gonna win? And how do you feel about the Noah NJPW kind of like relationship crossover?
Well, there isn't any real relationship crossover with them. There hasn't been for quite a while, if I'm being honest. Um, Noah, Noah right now feels like they're throwing spaghetti at the wall and they're trying to see what sticks, right? Um, the reason as to why I say that is, this is not even a shot at Shane Haste, right? Shane Haste,
Yeah, he
uh,
won and
who
lost it so quick.
was
I can't even tell you.
who was the GHC heavyweight champion. They gave him a win to in my from my perspective, just understanding of what had been going on at Noah recently, they gave him a win randomly, and he became
Mm-hmm.
GHC champion. Because I had been seeing Shane Haste a lot with Mikey Nichols and Bad Dude Tito on ROH TV, and then all of a sudden, he gets a shot to be the GHC heavyweight champion. And Noah,
When
I
he
get
won,
it.
I was shocked. I
Yeah,
was shocked and appalled.
I get it. He had a relation. That's where he started his. That's where the boom of his wrestling career was. But that really just came out of left field. Really, I was actually expecting Shane Hayes to make headway with ROH and have TMDK finally join the tag division. But then when this, I guess when the opportunity came, obviously he took advantage of it. He had decent matches. Um, this isn't a spoiler because it already happened. Naito did win the GHC
Yeah.
championship this morning. Based on this news and the graphic you just put up, what is my take on Naito being the GHC champion? Naito's no longer in his prime. It's
That's
tough
what
to
I'm
win.
confused about. Why would you give him the title when
Yeah,
he
it's
really
tough.
can't defend like that?
Yeah, he can't
You taking
defend
a
like that.
chance.
The star power isn't what it used to be, just based on his in-ring output. At the end of the day, it has nothing to do with the kind of person Naito is or who he used to be, right? It's just who he currently is, and he's currently a guy in his mid 40s whose body is giving out on him, who's not he's not a complete shell of himself, but at the end of the day, he's just not who he used to be. And him being GHC heavyweight champion at this point in his career, it's an accomplishment, it's an accolade, but does it mean anything? I don't think so. They've taken so much away from the younger guys uh, who were who were at the top of their card at Noah. Guys like Kiyomiya, guys like Ozawa. The like his like the regression of Ozawa to me is absurd. How big of a star he peaked to be. He then got injured. He came back, and he's a guy in his mid to late 20s, and he's regressed in the time that he's come back from injury. So, and they for whatever reason they've kept Kiyomiya away from the top spot. Noah really operating a lot like the WWE in the sense of they're keeping their older wrestlers in um in the main event scene and as champions. They tried the flash in the pan thing with Shane Hayes, like I was mentioning before. That didn't not that it didn't go over with the fans, but that was just more of a shock win thing to create buzz than anything else. I'm not too sure what this does for Noah as a whole. Like I said, it's an accolade for Naito, but it's not the right time in his career for this sort of a thing. And I'm not too sure how many butts he's going to continue to put in seats and what kind of matches he's going to be able to have in this instance. You're muted, Dolores. Sorry.
I pressed the button. The There we go. There we go. There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Um, I don't think they will because they generally, if they don't see it getting too much traction or buzz, they'll quit on it. But ladies and gentlemen, we already know it's time for me and J News to go over to the Hit the Rope studio, and we're gonna go to the back, and we're gonna go, and it's time for what? It's time for review, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, it's time for you to join us for a review. We're gonna start with WWE. WWE Raw. We had Raw 1731 on the 27th. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't know, we weren't here last week. We won't be here at the end of the month, okay? Because I got 2 shows at the end of the month, and I won't be here, okay? So we're going over anytime we miss, we go back over the weeks that we weren't here. So we missed the last 2 weeks. We're going to do the front 2 weeks. We had Raw 1731 on the 27th on Netflix. We had a non-title tag team match where the Vision of Austin Theory and Braun Breaker defeated Alpha Academy, Akira Tozawa, and Otis. I would like to say I already saw that coming when we saw this match was coming. Javon Evans defeated Rusev. It kind of shocked me. Ethan Page defeated Rey Mysterio. We have the WWE Women's Intercontinental title match, a title change because Raquel Rodriguez defeated Sol Ruka. J News, do you have any commentary on this show?
Um, the only thing I have to say is that I'm tired of the WWE using Otis with these quote unquote pretty girls and using
Oh,
him as
yes.
this lame. I'm tired of that crap. Otis is super talented. He's a great character. He's a funny dude. They can be using him differently. And to keep having to go back to the well with this, with Otis, uh, Maxine before it was Mandy Sachs, and whatever other woman you want to put in there and stuff like that. I'm not digging it. I said years ago, Akira Tozawa should have been back in Japan, but get that paper, homie. Get that paper. So there's that. Outside of that, I don't really have anything else to say. I was surprised that Raquel won the belt over Soruka because I thought they were leaning more towards Lyra Valkyria beating Soruka. But I don't book the WWE. Congratulations to Raquel. And yeah, that's about it.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're on to the next show, which was on the 3rd of August. It was episode 1732 on Netflix. We had Javon Evans defeat Ethan Page. We had Sol Ruka and Roxanne Perez end by DQ because of shenanigans. Braun Breaker defeated Joe Hendry. We had Chad Gable and Penta defeat the Judgment Day of Dominic Mysterio and that bobblehead JD McDonough. We had a street fight where Jacob Fatu and Royce Keys ended by a referee's decision. They tried to tear each other's head up. This is a match I would say big meaty men slapping meat. And they tried to hurt each other, unalive each other. J News, did you see this? And what did you think about it?
I don't know how many more times we're supposed to see Javon Evans take on Ethan Page. That's one. Um, Secondarily, they intimated, they teased a face-off between Braun Breaker and Obafemi this past week. I think you need to get Braun Breaker as far away from the vision as possible. And him and Oba will, yeah, there is that.
But Oba got to get his championship match.
Yeah, but they like WWE booking. It's made Oba look like a star, but at the same time, from a championship trajectory, they've they've pushed him too soon. So there's that.
Oh, me or J News?
Me. So I think the volume is too high.
Oh, let me cut it down a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, also hit the reduce background noise. Is that better?
We'll see. No, it's still that low.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, as for that was the episode of Raw. Jacob and Royce was fun. And hopefully those guys continue to have an upward trajectory on WWE TV. Outside of that, I don't really have much.
Ladies and gentlemen, on to NXT. We're NXT on the 28th on the CW 848. Lizzie Rain defeated Izzy Dane, which is crazy to keep saying multiple times. WWE North American title match. Miles Bourne kept his championship by defeating Cam Hendricks. We had the birthright of Channing Lorenzo and Yuri O'Connor's defeat OTM of Bronco Nima and Lucian Price. I'm sick of them, okay? Because ever since they've been back, OTM, they've been getting dog walked. At this point, that's where y'all brought them back, just to get dog walked. We had Shiloh Hill defeat Tristan Angels. On episode 849 on the 4th on the CW, we had Jada Parker and Thea Hale defeat Carmen Petrovich and Nikita Lyons. We had the WWE Women's Speed title match in a time limit draw for 5 minutes because of Ren Sinclair versus Zaria. I'm not even going to talk about that. WWE NXT Tag Team title match. We had Miles Bourne and Tavian Heights win the championship by defeating the Vanity Project of Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes. We had Keanu Carver defeat EK Prosper. And for the WWE NXT Women's title NXT Underground match, we saw Kendall Gray defeat the woman who is being called up, Lola Vice. J News, did you see any of this? What did you think about it?
Yeah, I think NXT. Um, Delores, just mute yourself. I think NXT, for the most part, is one of the only WWE products I watch on a regular basis and pay attention to because I always like to keep up with the newer talent and things of that nature. So there's that. I've watched what's been going on as of late. If I can go back just for the previous week, I'm a big fan of Lizzie Rain, aka Rain Leverkusen. I think she's a star waiting to happen, but from a naming convention standpoint, you can't have a Lizzie Rain and an Izzy Dame on your roster. That should not be a thing. It's the same thing that they did with the kid who is now known as EK Prosper, because before his name was Eli Knight, and Eli Knight is LA Knight. Yeah. So the naming conventions over in the WWE have got to change. That's one. Going and this particular episode, the episode that happened on the 28th of July, didn't really do much for the male oriented heavyweight mid card scene like it was supposed to. So there's that of that. This week's episode, to concentrate on the Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights winning the NXT Tag Team titles, that was random because, yeah, Tavion and Miles had remained friends outside of them being part of the NQCC, but they hadn't necessarily been on TV together like that as of late. And for them to just all of a sudden win the tag team championships, I thought was just random. This story that they're telling with Keanu Carver now is interesting to say the least. Keanu Carver is a real rough and rugged, big meaty guy that NXT has, who's basically learning how to wrestle on the job. And the story is seeing how he develops from week to week to week. And this week he ended up beating EK Prosper with a small package, a roll up, which Booker T took upon himself to say on commentary that he's learning. He's learning, y'all. He's actually learning how to wrestle. So it's like, yeah. If that's the story you're going with, I guess we'll stick with it. I really liked the 5 minutes that Ren Sinclair and Zaria got. Those two girls, in my eyes, can do no wrong. I think both of them are hella talented. And I thought that if they're given time, they can have a hell of a match. So Ren, being that this came out to be a time limit draw, Ren now gets a proper shot at Zaria's Women's United States Championship. So they'll end up having a longer match. I don't know if it's going to be on one of their primetime shows or one of their, if you want to call them PLEs or whatever. But that should be a fun match with given more time. The Thea Hale and Jada Parker dynamic, I think, is great. Thea Hale does the spunky, overexcited character to better than anybody, and her and Jada being together in a tag team, I think, is fun. It allows Jada to show a different side of her personality. And it allows Thea to have more TV time. And Thea's been in NXT for a long period of time at this point. So hopefully this helps both of them. Carmen Petrovic and Nikita Lyons are on TV on a weekly basis. So for me, this does the loss doesn't really do anything for them, but they can't continue to eat losses either because Nikita Lyons, I believe, is the women's champion over at Evolve. So her continuing to eat pins doesn't necessarily bode well for her, and that doesn't look good from a booking perspective. I mean, if anybody's supposed to be eating pins, it should be Carmen and not Nikita. So yeah, get that under control over there, Mr. Michaels. And the Kendall Gray versus Lola Vice match, I thought was tremendous. That underground battle that they had there, Kendall Gray ended up winning the underground match with her own armbar submission on Lola Vice. Actually, Kendall Gray almost, not completely, but almost applied a proper armbar to Lola Vice and almost dislocated her elbow. But Kendall Gray is a professional, so she didn't do that, but she applied it correctly, and she was able to get Lola Vice to tap and get the win there. A great win for Kendall Gray. If Lola Vice is coming up to the main roster, good for her. I think that she's been more than ready for over a year now. But for one of the points that Dolores made earlier, as to if there are going to be any other NXT talents to make it up to the main roster anytime soon. If it were up to me, and obviously it's not, but asking for my opinion, I don't think any of the NXT talents right now should be coming up to the main roster. I think this crop of wrestlers that are currently on NXT right now should stay there for the next year or two. To be completely honest with you, just to get the reps, to continue to build upon their characters, and become their own brands. Because sometimes if you don't give these young talents enough time to polish themselves, get the repetitions, and build out their characters, they're just gonna flounder on the main roster. So give them some more time over down on NXT. Build upon their semblance of popularity if and when they have it, and go from there. But that's my take on NXT for the last 2 weeks.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go over to SmackDown. SmackDown, first episode on the 31st of July. Episode 14 on 6 on USA Network. We had Kevin Each in to beat Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton. We have the WWE Tag Team titles / Triple A World title. Winner takes all match. It ended in no contest where Damien Priest and R-Truth, the WWE people, they all the World Raiders, the Triple A champions. WWE Triple A champions, which is weird. When they won, I thought it was weird. Triple A World Cruiserweight title match right there. Defeated JD Duncan for the come on. Let me get something. I know how to fix this thing. Fix this thing. Fix it. That better? Okay. Sometimes when the echo cancellation comes on, my stuff goes out. Interim WWE Women's Title Qualifying Match. Lash Legend. Oh, that's from last week. I confused myself. Last week because I just watched the next episode this morning. Lash Legend defeated Julia in 2 minutes. Also, ladies and gentlemen, for that episode that I watched this morning on the 7th USA Network, we had WWE United States title match. Baron Corbin, the champion, defeated Trick Williams. Son of a again. Okay, that's all I was saying. We're gonna get on that when we get to SummerSlam. But I'm still mad about this. WWE Women's Tag Team title match, Fatal Influence, Fallon Henley and Laney Reed defeated Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton. This is the match in which Chelsea got hurt. But then we had Charlotte Flair defeat Jade Cargill. Jade, do you have any thing about these 2 episodes?
The only thing that sticks out to me about last week's this should I say this past week's SmackDown episode was former NXT talent, now main roster talent, Tatum Paxley. She has now debuted on the main roster on SmackDown. She came out to help Charlotte Flair during her match. She was basically debuted as, I guess, Alexa Bliss's protege, to use a lesser term. So that was fun to see her join the SmackDown brand there. I'm a big fan of Tater. Hopefully she has a good main roster run. The fatal look, man. I understand. I understand the like and the fervor behind the girls in Fatal Influence, but for me personally, that group of women for it just doesn't do anything for me. Together, I've never been I've been on record for years saying this, and it's still a thing for me. I've never been a fan of JC Jane. Um, but they consider her to be good on the mic, and she's a good heel and whatever have you. She's not believable to me. So, um, that being said, it seems like they're pushing her as a singles. Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed are going to continue to do their tag stuff. But those girls in Fatal Influence don't move me. Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton are very talented women at the end of the day. Hopefully Chelsea gets better soon, and or she goes back to using the mask, because she doesn't like to take days off and stuff like that. So she's going to continue. She's going to burn um, that candle at both ends for as long as she has that championship. She does not want to be referred to as an interim champion, nor should she be, because we didn't talk about it here earlier, Dolores, but Rhea Ripley decided to go ahead and have knee surgery this past week, so she will be out for a period of time now, outside of the rehab she was doing. So it can be anywhere between 6 to 8 months that Rhea will be out and not be on our TV. So Chelsea Green right now is the WWE Women's Champion. Hopefully they have good stuff for her creatively to do, and I think they'll probably turn Tiffy at some point to go up against Chelsea, to make that a storyline for her, and have Chelsea Green probably defeat JC Jane to retain it, to have that one championship defense, and then Tiffany eventually will turn on Chelsea and they'll go back to Tiffany being champion. That's the way I see it. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that's the way that I see it. And I'll be harsh about this just because it's the way that I feel. I have no clue why the WWE re-signed Baron Corbin. No clue. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Um,
Well,
Not taking anything away from Tom as a talent, but I think his WWE run ended when they released him. This thing with Trick Williams has done nothing for either of these guys. Um, but yeah,
they brought him back because they just, it's almost like sometimes they want to cater to fans, sometimes they don't. And so it was a online little like Baron Corbin, what about Big Cass? What about Enzo? Because I really believe Enzo coming back. Ain't no doubt about that. Because Enzo has slacked down on his trash talking. He used to trash talk WWE all the time. And at a certain point, it stopped. And then recently, Enzo uh, had this little documentary about his life that he was putting out. Um, he's had more wholesome content with him and his girlfriend. Um, Shout out to his girlfriend, Sister Kate. You rock. I follow her content, and that's how I knew she was dating him. It was like, oh, okay. She's really transparent. If you ever check her out, I forgot her name on TikTok, but she's really has really great content. And now he has gotten her into the business and got her in the working with Fourth Rope and behind the scenes stuff and doing like social media and all of those things. And so I was like, oh, okay. But the more he toned it down, the more I was like, okay, Enzo, what's going on? And then I think he's been asked a couple of times in interviews, and he's like, "Ooh, we gonna see, we've had conversations." And when I saw Big Cass come back, I'm like, okay, because I know you can talk on your own. Honestly, do I want to hear you talk on your own? I don't. So I know somebody got to come help you, and the only person who can and who used to help you is Enzo. So now they just bringing back the oldies but goodies. They throwing it back out there, and so we didn't want to see Trick win, but I also think this could set up for Yachty to go against Trick because he could say, "You cost me this title with your shenanigans." I don't know. Listen, Yachty from where I'm from. Okay, I'm not gonna say he can't do it. I'm gonna say he gonna really have to work hard to do it. Okay, he gonna really have to listen.
It's not.
Bad Bunny, Logan Paul,
It's
they can
not
shock
whether or not.
me.
It's not whether or not he can do it, Dolores. It's whether or not he should do it.
That, yeah, I
That's
was
the
gonna say
answer.
that. You know, I
That's the
was gonna say that,
question.
but I have to watch my WWE vitriol sometimes because I cover them a lot, and they like to strike people. But I try to tell you the best way possible. My good brother, think about your health. Think about the ridicule you'll get if you are real bad. Okay, because I'm gonna get on here. I'm gonna scream A Town down, and then I'm gonna look up and say, "You went down real bad." Okay.
If I may, um, with Dolores's biased and partisan uh, rose-colored glasses look
I'm
on
hoping for the man. I'm hoping. No, brother.
Yachty don't do jack shit for Trick Williams. Um,
It won't.
and
But again,
it just shouldn't happen.
it
He's
shouldn't. But the way the match ended, let me
I
know.
get it. I get it. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, and I know that what you're saying will eventually become true. What I'm saying is it's a waste of time, and it does nothing for Trick Williams.
I would rather see Booker T and him had been put together, and because the interest would have been fired every time. I don't know if you saw the behind the scenes for SummerSlam when he did that. I said it. I think I said it to Ted. Where he was like, yeah, that's that man right there, that man. And he going into it. I can imagine if he walking down with Trick doing this live, how fire it would be. Because Lil Yachty just announces him and he comes out. And the first couple of times he tried that and it sounded horribly, J Deuce. He's like, yeah, that's that man. And I was like, and I'm over here. If you ever been to watch along the Trick Williams song come on, I'm up here screaming, "Whoop that Trick!" I'm going for it. And look, y'all started. And I was like, I can't even get into this. I can't.
I'll say this to the cows come home. Trick Williams has a level of charisma that only the WWE can promote. Right? With that being said,
He's a
sometimes
caricature. A
yeah, yeah,
caricature, sorry.
right.
Yeah.
With that being said, Trick has evolved and gotten better in the ring over time. So he has the skill set
Yeah.
necessary to hold himself over by himself. The WWE at times does too much. He doesn't need anyone with him. Give Trick the mic. Let Trick do his entrances by himself. This is a lost cause and unnecessary.
Listen, I would like to say it came to my mind. Oba walks like a person in a black exploitation, but Trick Williams is the character inside of the black exploitation. He can't help himself. My lemon pepper steppers. My lemon pepper stepper. I'm like, sometimes you do too much. I'm a good, for my people, we do a lot, okay? I think the best character of like Bianca Belair or sometimes she can walk into Lash Legend, okay? some of the little, tendencies that our people like to do. And when I mean our people, I mean my people. My people like to do, okay? But there are some times where I'm like, you're doing too much, and somebody who wasn't of our culture let you either scripted this for you and it did not go well. Because the first time he said lemon pepper steppers, and I think, was it Vic Joseph? Somebody said, oh, you mean like wings? I was like, and Booker T had to say, shoot, your lemon pepper steppers. I was like, okay, yeah, I see the disconnect here. But I think, I love my boy Yachty. I love your music. You hold us down. Okay? But you can't go from having a video package with Cody and y'all two buddies to now you out here trying to defend Trick with a... And also, stop renaming stuff. Stop when I watched a match where the kendo stick comes out and you say it's a kendo stick, but when your little Yachty grabs it, you call it the Trick stick. Makes me mad every time, J Dudes. I can't even take it. Ladies and gentlemen, me and J Dudes gonna go to the back because we're gonna talk about AAA. Verano del Escandalo. That's how you pronounce it, J Dudes. I covered it first week.
Escándalo.
Escandalo. Okay. Learning Spanish live with J News. I did the first week watch along, but I wasn't gonna do 3 weeks in a row. This is crazy. Y'all could have did all these shows in one night. Week 2 was on the 1st, episode 29. We had AAA Latin American title qualifying 3-way match where La Parca defeated Lince Dorado and Mecha Wolf. We had El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. and Galano defeat Demonico and Drago. Listen, anytime Galano gets involved in something, shenanigans. AAA World Cruiserweight title match, Rey Fenix defeated Manny Vikingo. Now, I know this is an unpopular opinion. I like Manny Vikingo. I just think that shouldn't... A lot of the matches they put Manny Vikingo in shouldn't be happening. On episode 30, which happened last night, of Verano del Escandalo. I'm always going to pronounce it wrong. It was week 3, AAA Latin American title qualifying 3-way match. We had El Fiscal defeat Cruz del Toro and Psycho Clown. Jack Cartwell defeated Nosy Boy. Sorry. Tongue tied. AAA Reina del Reina's title 3-way match. Flama defeated La Catalina and La Shani. How you pronounce your name? Shani?
Lady Shani.
Listen. I watched it this morning. Listen, there are weeks where these shows are banging. And there are weeks where I'm like, we could have just combined 2 weeks into one. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming on to the watch along the last week. Was it last week? Yeah. For night 1 and 2 of SummerSlam. We're going to get into it, okay? For the WWE World title match, we have Liv Morgan defeated Io Sky. LA Knight, Russ Keys, and Solo Sikoa defeated the bloodline of Jacob Fatu, Jimmy, and Jey Uso. Entrance, fire. I enjoyed their entrance. The match, Gunther defeated Nick Aldis. Fatal Influence, Fallon Henley, and JC Jane, along with Laney Reed, defeated the Bella Twins of Brie and Nikki Bella and Paige. Undisputed WWE title match, CM Punk defeated Cody Rhodes. Hell in the Cell. I am so excited for Hell in the Cell. Because that brother Obafemi defeated Brock Lesnar. And Brock has officially retired. Okay? I just like to say, I told y'all months ago when Oba beat him that a black man was going to retire him, and people looked at me crazy, and it's finally happened. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, overall on this night, we had a lot of emotional, things, an emotional return of of Nick Aldis, I wanted to cry. And we saw Randy Orton come back. I liked just the Gunther match, the CM Punk match, and the Open match. Everything else I could have done without, and I love the Bloodline entrance. That was it. Jay News, how did you feel about this?
I actually forced myself to watch SummerSlam both nights. And I say forced because I'm used to other styles of wrestling now, or should I say, I prefer other styles of wrestling now over the WWE style of stuff. And I remembered why at the end of the day. From a match quality standpoint, I think Liv Morgan and Io Sky was a very, very good match. The tag match between LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline didn't do much for me. The main reason as to why I watched night one of SummerSlam was to watch the Walter versus Nick Aldis match. I wanted to see how Nick looked since him not being in the ring for the last 3 years. Nick didn't look like he lost a step. I feel like at the end of the day, it's Nick Aldis' career. He's going to do what he wants, and the opportunity came about for him to be SmackDown GM, and that's what he's been, and that's who he is. But I think that Nick Aldis, as the national treasure that he was during his NWA run and the 10 pounds of gold, and especially here in this match versus Walter, proved beyond the shadow of a doubt to me that he deserved to be on the WWE platform a long time ago as an in-ring competitor, and he can make waves in that heavyweight championship, mid-card championship sphere if they allowed him to. And obviously, that's not what the WWE wants. Even though he's younger than some of the guys who are currently in the main event picture. But they consider him to be a good authority figure on TV. He's going to do whatever the company wants him to do, and that's fine. But I thought that it was a great showing for him against Walter, and it was a nice moment that he was able to receive with his wife and his son in the ring after the match was over and said and done. The women's tag match didn't do much for me because we saw the whole Nikki Bella turning on Paige thing a mile away. It was unfortunate that Brie got hurt during the match. She suffered a shoulder injury. I remember watching the spot that it happened, and I said to myself, "God damn, these girls have the worst luck in the world." The Bella twins, that is. So when one's out, the other one's out. So at this point, Nikki's healthy. Bree's not. So Nikki's gonna be having her feud with Paige on TV for the next several weeks. CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes didn't move me much. Ain't got really much to say about that. CM Punk retained. That was what it was. CM Punk retained with unsolicited help from Randy Orton. So they're moving along with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes as a side feud. And CM Punk will face off against somebody else we'll talk about in reference to night two. The Hell in a Cell match, yet again, this would have felt like a bigger deal if Brock hadn't put his boots and his gloves in the ring back during WrestleMania. This match would have felt like a bigger deal if it would have been
I think my brother
and
Jay
they
News
didn't.
might have been fraud. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I think I got frozen there. But I'm talking about the Hell in a Cell match. I thought if folks didn't hear me, I felt like this match would have meant more if Brock Lesnar hadn't left his boots and his gloves in the ring during WrestleMania. And Obafemi is already a big star within the WWE main roster, just from an aura standpoint, right? His size and stature and stuff like that, he fits that WWE mold very well. This to me, him winning over Brock Lesnar here, to be honest, it didn't do much. He already had beaten Brock the first time. They should have just ran with that. And having a 3 match series, I thought it wasn't necessary. It just wasn't. They're not longtime rivals or anything like that, and they didn't really do much. I mean, outside of just them cutting promos on TV, Like that at times for me just doesn't move the needle. Like endless talking from week to week to week, it just no man. They should have, if they were good, if they knew that Brock's last match was gonna be at SummerSlam, they should have just waited and done it and done everything there. But Brock obviously has wanted to retire, and them overbooking this or missing this opportunity, I think it just messed with the whole presentation of the feud between Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. That's my personal opinion at the end of the day. The match was what it was. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. And the Hell in a Cell wasn't even necessary, if I'm being completely honest. So there's that.
From my understanding, Brock and his shenanigans, putting his boots in the ring and stuff, was somewhat a surprise to some people, and that he, when asked to come back to kind of like make it official, and he chose that method. He talked about on McAfee deciding to come to this decision recently because his daughter decided that she wanted to be a part of the Olympics. He wanted to support her and the family and be more present, and but was not opposed to having kind of like an Undertaker moment. Like, I come out on Saudi. I do this, I do that. So that's why a lot of people online took him doing the Undertaker move as a potential Saudi match. Because I don't know. I'm not making fun of the Saudi people. I just sure it is. Okay? Because I love you all. Love you like cook food. But they are a little bit behind on newer wrestling. Okay, when I say behind, I mean their favorite stars are like The Undertaker, Goldberg, Triple H, Shawn Michaels. They not too much into, like, they like the newer stars, but they like the older stars to come out. They like Gladys Knight and the Pips to come out and hit their song. Leaving, they like that, okay? But some of us might be like, hey, can we get like somebody else, a Monica or a Brandy to come out? They might, they like older wrestlers. So most of the time when Saudi time comes, that's when we get to the older wrestlers. So I would be surprised if he decided to last minute do it. Listen to you don't even write 10. See, the 10 is the prime example, J News, of the person for AAA. Because I was talking about a lady on AAA doing the watch along last time, and she went over there on YouTube and watched them. See, that's a prime example why everybody needs to be on YouTube. Okay. Also TNA, I see how you did. We used to have that little package on YouTube, and you took us out and put us on the app, and that's when I decided it was the last of that for me. Ladies and gentlemen, on tonight to a SummerSlam, your girl had to make it purple rain. Mind you, J News, I have publicly and openly said I absolutely hate, from the bottom of the pits of my soul, the color purple. It makes me nauseated. So all that weekend, I had purple everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, on the 2nd, which was Sunday, on ESPN, we had the undisputed title #1 contendership fatal 4-way match where Kevin Owens defeated Finn Balor, Gunther, and Sami Zayn. For the WWE United States title, we had a title change where that son of a Baron Corbin beat Trick Williams. For the interim WWE Women's Title ladder match, which we just gonna say WWE Women's Title, Chelsea Green defeated Charlotte Flair, Jade Cargill, Lash Legend, and Tiffany Stratton. For the Human Monies on the Pole match, ladies and gentlemen, it was Humans Monies on the Pole. I didn't bring none of the match things over here. We had Danhausen defeat Dominic Mysterio. For the WWE Intercontinental title match, Chad Gable won the championship by defeating Penta. And for the WWE World Heavyweight title match, we saw Roman Reigns defeat Seth Rollins. And now Roman Reigns is a full-time social media person now. I don't know if you've been seeing it in J News. He out there pumping out content. Listen, J News, I will tell you. He is pumping out content, and his first content was, I think it was either first or second. Him going, talking something, asking people what do they want to see him doing. And then after he finished the match, he gets on the bus, records content of him eating a hamburger and fries. And guess what, J News? Millions of people ate it up. That man ain't got to do nothing but just look fine. Listen, I wish I could do that. That's why I got to bring J News over here. Because all the ladies want to see J News. They don't want to come see me, okay? So you got to have somebody on your team who is the money maker in the situation. It's J News. Okay, he speaks Spanish. He don't cuss like that. I'm a cusser. And the women want to come see him. That's why he on the podcast, okay? And he's super smart, okay? That's Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns literally is palm of your hand. He had been doing the social media sporadically. Like, oh, I'm buying shoes. Oh, look at my shoes. Oh, he talks smack to his opponents. But now that he has decided to make it a thing that he is consistently doing, I'm like, Roman, what are you doing? Like, I'm used to you being like hidden, and now you're in the public eye. And it came around SummerSlam that he just decided, I'm gonna do this. I don't know if he saw Streamer University and he decided he want to do that. I don't know, but that's his new thing now. J News. He's a content creator.
That's news to me. Um, I don't spend enough time on the internet and or on social media nowadays to know as to what's going on with everybody and their individual posting habits and stuff like that. So if this is a thing for the tribal chief, then hey, do your thing, man. And hopefully it is something that, obviously not hopefully, people have already gravitated to it according to what Delores is saying. So continued success there. If people are just going to watch you sit down and eat burgers and buy sneakers and take shots of tequila or whatever the case is, and do your thing, Joe. Do your thing. I'm not gonna get mad at you, man. I'm not gonna get mad at you. But to talk on the show, I'm gonna start from the bottom. I'm gonna start from the bottom up. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. I like the match. I like the story that was being told during the match. I like the appeal that Roman and Seth had, basically telling the story of the Shield throughout the match and whatnot. Giving a shout out to their former bandmate there, the one and only Jon Moxley, during the match as well. So good shout for them on that end. Chad Gable versus Penta, man. To be honest, Dolores, I didn't know how to feel about this match. Like, there were times where I was like, yeah, this is the kind of match Penta and Chad Gable should be doing. Like, yeah, give me more of this. And then it was like the WWE has this production sensibility which like turns me off the stuff. And I'm like, why isn't this match giving me the feeling that I usually get when I watch indie shit even?
Because you automatically think, and I said it online, you automatically think the thing that should happen is never gonna happen. So it's like, okay, I love Penta, Zero Mirror down, but I'm like, I think all your like all the shiny stuff is wore off on you, and there, Chad should win. He's at home. His family's in the audience, but okay, so like AEW, your family is in the audience. I expect you to come back, fight back, and win. You say WWE, your family in the audience. I think about Cody when he lost in front of his daughter. I think that you automatically go lose. Listen, Lola Vice lost. No, not was it Lola? It was no. It was Lola. Lola Vice, and I have a clip on it where I was shocked. Lola Vice lost her championship in front of her family, especially her mother. On the day that her mother rang the bell for remission on cancer, I was sitting there like, y'all did this to her like this? You couldn't wait till next Tuesday to give it, like, you had to do it on the day. They kept saying, "Oh, this today is her mom's remission date. She's here to support. This is the first match her mom has ever been to," and she lost. And you can tell the difference between like real hurt and that fake hurt. She was sobbing. Her mom was visibly weeping, and it was like you had to do this to her on this day. You couldn't wait another day. That's like I think that every time I watch a good match, I think WWE about to take this and they about to mess it up. That's all I think about, and I'm trying to figure out when and where they're gonna mess it up, and it distracts me from the actual match.
Yeah, there's certain matches, and I'll mention this when we get to when we get to the top of the card here night two. Um, the WWE doesn't. The WWE has their third gear, but the WWE's equivalent to their third gear is other promotions shift between first and second gear. If you understand what I'm saying, so like the way they format their matches, it's like I just don't. Chad Gable should have won from the beginning. I get that. That's understandable. I was expecting that, right? But like Chad Gable and Penta have another level, another gear that they could have reached, and it didn't get reached in this match. That's the thing that bothered me the most. I had no interest in Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio. That's for the and I say this not to be not to diminish anyone or judge anybody, but the Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio thing is for the fans who just like the clown show, variety show aspect of the WWE. And that's cool. It's necessary because the WWE is a variety show, but I had no interest in this match. Chelsea Green, she finally got her big win here. She's the WWE Women's Title holder now. She won the ladder match here. I thought she did terrific. I thought the girls did the best that they could with the time allotted. I thought that didn't have. I thought that the girls didn't get enough time. That's my personal opinion there. But the outcome was the best outcome. I thought for them doing something new at the top of the women's division. So congrats to Chelsea there. As Delores stated earlier, this Baron Corbin versus Trick Williams match, it just didn't do anything for me. Baron Corbin winning the United States Championship over Trick Williams, like what does that do? What does that do for anybody at this point? I just don't understand it. And then the way that they set up the first match, it was initially supposed to be a one-on-one match for the number one contendership for the undisputed WWE title match. It's supposed to be Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn. Then Nick Aldis comes out to the entranceway. He then adds Walter to the match. And Walter finally gets to the ring after his entrance and all that stuff. And everybody's in the ring. Everybody's at Walter, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor. Everybody thinks it's going to be a triple threat match. Nick Aldis then goes and he says, "Oh, but I'm not done." And he then added a fourth member to the Fatal 4-Way. And Kevin Owens makes his grand return after 18 months of being away due to a neck injury. Kevin Owens comes back and he's in this match like he didn't even lose a step. Kevin Owens was back in there doing his thing. Him and Sami Zayn rekindling their chemistry as they've always had it. I'd like to see more of Walter versus Kevin Owens, more Finn versus Kevin Owens. But they've got Kevin Owens in a particular place now. Since he won this match, he's the number one contender for the undisputed WWE heavyweight for the undisputed WWE title, and the holder of the undisputed WWE title is none other than CM Punk currently. And there is personal history between these two men. They battled against each other on the microphone on Friday on SmackDown. To me, personally speaking, from my vantage point, I thought that segment was a bit of a letdown, but that's my personal opinion. But like they said, they are professionals, so they maintain that for all intents and purposes. But it was great to see Kevin Owens back here at SummerSlam. In this spot, the WWE did it again Kevin Owens returning this time around for the Fatal Four Way contendership thing. They had another returning star in recent months come back during a big match as well and whatnot. So there can be other ways that returning stars can come back into the fold where it's just not them showing up into the title scenes. Just be more creative in that particular aspect of WWE. But it was good to see Kevin Owens back though. That's my
Yeah,
take on
they asked CM Punk about that when he came back and stole him title. And he was just like, because they mentioned that he had said that he didn't like that about all the wrestlers. And he was just like, so what? And I was like, okay, well, at least you admit it. Speaking of Roman, I did go back and look. Roman has 4.6 million followers. And that little video of him just chewing and eating got 5 million views and 780,000 likes. he was just bit his hamburger, looked up and chewed his fries. Mind you, he puts them fist bumping at the end of the match. It gets almost 6 million views and 807,000 likes. So it's like whatever this man puts out, the thing that you got. And guess what he did, J News? And I gotta tell him he's smart. It's not Roman Reigns, because it used to be, I remember he used to have it Roman Reigns. It is Joe Anoa'i, aka Roman Reigns. So in case he got to walk away, Joe said, "This mine, okay? This mine." He even mentions it in the video when he was talking about what y'all want to see from me. You know, it's my content. I can put out what I want. Joe, Joe is like, and I don't understand. He said it's the final chapter of the Shield, and so
it. Yeah, it's over. It's over. I think
yeah.
I think at the end of the day,
Seth looked so defeated going up the ramp, and it made me think like, if I didn't know Seth had re-signed, I would have thought that Seth was leaving, because he
no,
just
you know what I thought about Dolores when about that particular moment, what you just said about him looking so defeated, right? It's the last time they're gonna have that match, because either in his heart of hearts, Seth knows, or they've had the, or Seth and Roman have had the conversation that Roman ain't long for this shit right now. He ain't got much time left. And Seth's gonna be a wrestler till the wheels fall off at the end of the day. That's not what Roman Reigns, aka I'm sorry, Joe Anoa'i, aka Roman Reigns, wants to do. And at the end of the day, John Moxley, aka Dean Ambrose, is never gonna walk through the WWE doors again. So that was the end of the Shield. That was that moment, and for them to tell that story, the way that they did, I thought was great. Was the match too long? Sure. Uh,
but that's a Roman Reigns match,
yeah,
period.
exactly. But that's to your, exactly, Dolores. That to your point, that's a Roman Reigns main event. That's how they go. That's how they're formatted. That's how they're outlined. And that was a banger for the WWE standard, and it worked.
Yeah, and I think what it is that Roman is the cool dude. I've said this before, that men want to be like and women want him. So that makes him appealing. When he comes out to the ring, I complain about how long it takes him to get to the ring, but literally it looks like out of a movie. Like he is just floating and glistening all around him, which WWE deliberately does. And it makes him, even, I pointed out, I started to notice maybe about 2 or 3 months ago, when before he throw the ones up and he gives them the belt for a championship match, he takes the belt between his legs and swings it like a private area. And the camera zooms in. And the ladies go wild, because I have been a part of some of them, see some of them chats over to the side. Ladies are going crazy. Okay? And it's like those little things that people don't necessarily notice, he eating them up with it, literally. And he got them feeding in the palm. That's why he got 4.6 million followers. He got them feeding at the palm of his hand. I loved more than the matches for the night 1 and 2 was that They were. It seemed like some of them really didn't give up when it came to the after show commentary. It was like even Kevin Owens being able to talk about Rebel and shouting her out, or even Chelsea talking about Michael Hayes. Now Chelsea, I don't think nobody's gonna give Michael a microphone to say this because that would be wrong. But he said you injury prone, and that's why you shouldn't have the belt. You said, I want to shout out Michael Hayes, and then end up getting injured shortly after that. He might say, I said this. I told y'all this. Don't give her the belt. She injury prone. That might be something he said back to you. Between one on one. He ain't gonna say it out of the lie because that'll be mean. But I wish he said, I'm like, get your lit back, Chelsea. And then as soon as I found out she was injured, I was like, oh, Chelsea, no. No. What he said came true. No, Chelsea, don't do that. Chelsea, come on now. Chelsea, you got to work. You got to do something. But overnight 1 and 2, I would say this was overall good. The women's match, I did not like it as much because you about to be pushed off the ladder, Tiffany, and you look and you do this. You jump before she even pushes you, and you land on the ground and try to duck to miss the ladder. What was the purpose of you getting up there to get pushed off? That didn't make any sense to me. Like those types of things, that what irritates me is that like if you're gonna do the move, do the move. Or like she's about to get stomped on top of the ladder. She like bracing, trying to roll to the side. Just take it. You're gonna have to take the move. You agreed to be in the match, take the move. The best person I could say that if you look at the behind the scenes, I think it was either on their show or Unreal, Bianca is scared of heights. Montez is scared of heights. Bianca is okay, she can get up on the ladder, but Montez is scared of heights. He committed to showing that he could do this. So when he did that chamber move, she was shocked he did it. I was shocked he did it because he just explained how bad he's scared of heights. But he took the commitment and did it. Why are these ladies in this match and it seemed like they don't want to be there or they scared to do the moves that they were asked to do? Are you supposed to fall off on somebody else? They just clinching on the way down. It's like, make the commitment or not. Chelsea is the only one who really, I think, put her body on the line for it. If Io was a part of this match, she would put her body on the line for it. Rhea would put her body on the line for it. But these women just seemed to didn't want to do that, and that kind of took me out of the match. But me and Jay News gonna go to the back. We're gonna speed through everybody else. Everybody else. Hey Moby. AEW. AEW Dynamite first week is on the 29th. We had for the AEW National Title three-way match, Andrade El Idolo defeated Jack Perry and Nick Wayne. Bandito, and Brody King, along with Mike Bailey, defeated the Don Callis family of Brian Cage, Jake Doyle, Kyle Fletcher. We had the AEW TBS title match with Maya World defeated Persephone. AEW Continental title match, John Moxley defeated Commander. For the AEW Trios title match, we saw a title change where the Demand, Bishop Kong, Ricochet, and Toa Leona defeated the conglomeration of Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong. Any opinions on this one, J News?
No, it's just it was a fun episode of Dynamite. Andrade's on the heater right now. His new entrance theme is badass. They've edited and stitched together a good intro package for him. So the presentation has changed a little bit and they tweaked it just a bit, but it's working very well. I'm also noticing that Nick Wayne is getting more opportunities on Dynamite and Collision. So keep an eye out on that young man as he continues to ascend in the AEW world universe. if you want to call it that. Bro Dito and Mike Bailey, they had a fun six-man match against the Don Callis family there. Maya World and Persephone had a good match. More Persephone minutes, please. Love me some Persephone on TV. Maya World doing what she can with the opportunity she's been given with the AEW TBS Championship. John Mossy and Commander was fun. Commander always puts on banger matches with whoever he's in the ring with, so got to give Commander credit there. And the Demand winning the Trios Championships was, I could see it coming, but we'll talk about what happened the following week.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, on to the next week. It was on the 5th. It was Grand Slam Mexico 2026. We had the Death Riders, Daniel Garcia, John Moxley, Pac, Willa Yuta defeat Cage and Cope, Adam Copeland, Christian Cage, and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. With a non-title Casino Gauntlet #1 spot three-way match where Andrade El Idolo defeated Commander and Tommaso Ciampa. With the Brawling Birds, Alex Windsor and Jamie Hayter, along with Willow Nightingale, defeat the Divine Dominion of Lena Krause, Megan Bain, and Mercedes Moné. AEW International title match, we had Kyle Fletcher defeat Mike Bailey. I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Corazon de Leon. I got it right. Darby Allin and Mystico defeated Don Callis family, Hechizero, Kazuchika Okada, and Kevin Knight. You know, when I thought about it, now that I said Kazuchika Okada, Sonata, that's who I was want to see AEW. Like, consistently. I don't know why. The man, he looked good, and, you know, I just want to see him. Persephone defeated Chris Statlander. AEW World Trios title match. We had Adam Page and Bandito and Brody King defeat the Demand to win the title. Bishop Kong, Ricochet, and Toa Leona. No outside interference Mexico street fight where Will Ospreay defeated Mark Davis. Jay News, do you got anything to say about this episode?
So to start off where I left off from the previous week's episode of Dynamite here, with the AEW World Trios title match, it was the Demand coming into this match, and they faced off against the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, as they call themselves. That being of Brodito and Hangman Adam Page. They are now the AEW World Trios champions, and I thought that was an interesting decision. I felt like the booking of the Demand winning the Trios championships would lead to furthering of some storylines on AEW TV, but they decided to make the title change here with a team that was more or less newly formed in this instance and stuff like that. So we'll see as to what happens here, and where they go with the Demand as a group going forward, because I feel like this takes a lot of steam away from them, just losing these championships a week after the fact that they won them. So there's that. The Will Ospreay versus Mark Davis Mexico City Street Fight was hella creative. I got to give the guys credit there for what they put together there. Hella creative, hella fun match there. Blood, forks, steel chairs, barbed wire, you name it, they did it. All within the capacity of Arena Mexico. Persephone and Chris Statlander was a fun match until the shenanigans began at the end of the match. Didn't care for the shenanigans, but you know they're still trying to play up this feud that that Chris Statlander is supposed to be having with Hikaru Shida, as well as now they're heading towards Persephone trying to gain more gold at the CMLL level, with her going after Thunder Rosa, because Thunder Rosa was at ringside during the match, as she looked on. So that foray of women are going to be interchangeable with one another in the next coming couple of weeks. The 6-man title match between Jericho, Darby Allin, and Mystico versus the Don Callis family was fun. Not much to do there. Not much to say there. Kyle Fletcher and Mike Bailey was the match of the night. Basically, we expected a great match. We got a great match, and it did what it did. And Kyle Fletcher retained, and that was what it was. Always cool to see the Brawling Birds on TV. I'm a big fan of Alex Windsor and Jamie Hayter. Willow Nightingale looking as well as Willow Nightingale can look. She they went in there and they defeated the Divine Dominion of Lita Cross, Megan Bayne, and Mercedes Moné. Mercedes taking the pin in this match as Willow Nightingale got the pin on Mercedes. So we'll see as to how their feud progresses in the coming weeks towards All In. Andrade El Idolo versus Commander and Tommaso Ciampa was fun. Tommaso Ciampa, man. Tommaso Ciampa needed to be in AEW years ago. The character that Tommaso Ciampa is playing right now has been hella fun, hella rugged, very intense, very violent, but yet it's still, his very intense high impact style that he brings to the ring for a guy his size, right? For someone who's quote unquote smaller and stuff like that. So Tommaso Ciampa fun, Commander always doing fly stuff, and Andrade, he can't be stopped right now. He just can't be stopped. And the Death Riders versus Cajun Cope and the Bucks. That was a fun entry level match, or should I say starting match for Grand Slam Mexico. Grand Slam Mexico seemed to have been received very well, from what I understood of the discourse being had online. So they did well from a critical perception standpoint, and they also did well from a ticket sales perception standpoint, because there had been news that was put out during the week that AEW had only sold about 6,000 or 7,000 tickets to Grand Slam Mexico. Didn't look that way to me. From my perspective, watching the show, the place looked packed. They kept on saying capacity crowd. I saw maybe a smattering of empty seats in there. So and Arena Mexico holds about 16,000 people. So I would say upwards of about 10,000 people were in that arena, and the fans were on one at Arena Mexico that night. The fans were great. So I can't wait for AEW to go back to Arena Mexico next year. Hopefully they finally give Arena Mexico and the Mexican fans some what they've been looking forward to. And if Kenny Omega is healthy for next year's Grand Slam Mexico event, he's a part of it. But outside of that, I thought they did a great job at Grand Slam Mexico this year.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Jenny's gonna come to the back with me. We're gonna go over to Ring of Honor. First episode we're gonna cover is episode 177 on the 31st. We had ROH pure title match where Lee Moriarty defeated Angelico. Okay. Emi Sakura defeated Viva Van. Diamante defeated Ali Catch. AR Fox defeated Soleil. So
Yep, consider it. So
I always think I'm pronouncing it wrong, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm right. Pure Rules match, we had Steph Delano defeating Rachel Ellery. We had Trish Adora defeating Angelica Risk. Julissa Mexa defeated Vixen. We had Grizzled Young Veterans James Drake and Zach Gibson, along with the Kingdom of Matt Taven and Mike Bennett defeat Buster in the Brain, Alex Price and Jordan Oliver, along with the Von Erichs of Marshall and Ross Von Erich. We had Zeta Steele defeating Sarah Leone, and Juice Robinson defeating Anthony Henry. Do you got anything to say about this, J News?
I'll run this as quick as I can. Lee Moriarty versus Angelico was a hell of a Pure Rules match. If folks want to go see a highly technical match between what we would deem traditional technical wrestling and that Jave Mexican style wrestling, y'all should go back and watch Lee Moriarty versus Angelico. That was a hell of a match. Emi Sakura versus Viva Van started off a little bit sloppily, but Emi Sakura, as the veteran that she is, was able to take control of the match and got Viva Van through the rest of the match. And it ended up being a decent contest. Diamante versus Ali Catch was a hard-hitting affair. Good to see Ali back on ROH TV/AEW TV. I want bigger things for Ali and stuff like that in Diamante. continues to prove her worth on ROH TV. AR Fox versus Soleil was a hell of an encounter. So shout out to Fox and Soleil. Soleil, for folks who don't know, under the mask is Sydney Akeem, a formerly known as Reginald. What was he? What was the title they gave him to Carmella? The I forget. But anyways, yeah, Sidney Akeem. He used to be on WWE TV as well as a sommelier. There you go. He used to be Carmella's sommelier back in the day. But the match between AR Fox and Soleil was a banger as well, with their levels of athleticism and creativeness in there. Um, I was disappointed in the Pure Rules match between Steph Delander and Rachel Ellering. I I don't know why. Just based on her GCW stuff and her stuff on the Indies, I expected more from Steph in this match. But it was a real quick match. I think it was less than 5 minutes. Rachel Ellering is more or less the standard bearer and Jesus Christ, why am I losing my terms? She's the standard bearer and gatekeeper of the ROH women's division, aka the Women of Honor. So I thought that the match could have been better. It was a little bit clunky, but now Steph is going to be trying her hand at the Pure Rules division and trying to and she's going to be getting a Pure Rules title match versus Deonna Purrazzo come Death Before Dishonor. So we'll see that at towards the tail end of the month. Trisha Dora versus Angelica Risk was another fun match. Julissa Mexa and Vixen burned it down in their match. So if I'm talking about the Women of Honor on this particular show, even though these two women aren't signed to ROH/AEW, Julissa Mexa and Vixen should be, but folks should go back and watch that match. The GYV and the Kingdom together are hilarious. Uh, those two tag teams, man, they're hella entertaining when given the opportunity. The Kingdom's got a new all computerized version of themselves. And this match was fun versus Busta and the Brain and the Von Erichs. The Von Erichs looking much better with their in ring and stuff like that. And Busta and the Brain never disappoint me. So that was fun. And then Zeta Steel versus Sarah Leone. I thought they could have gotten a little bit more time, but Zeta Steel continued to be booked in a stronger capacity here. Sarah Leone continues to get more opportunities on ROH. Hopefully, we get to see more of her. I'm just a big proponent of women's wrestling, and a lot of these girls who have been on the Indies for some time and an international talent like Sarah Leone is spending her time now doing a lot of different dates for ROH. And stuff like that. She's been seen a lot there, so I hope that she continues to get more opportunities there. And then Juice Robinson versus Anthony Henry was a decent enough main event, but nothing to write home about.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on, and Jaden's going to come back here with me to episode 178 on the 6th. We had the ROH Women's World Title Proving Ground match where Athena defeated Janai Kai. Queen Aminata defeated Rachel Leigh. We had Beef defeat Matt Menard. Eddie Kingston and Ortiz defeated RPG Vice, Rocky Romero, and Trent Beretta. Miles, that's what I'm gonna call him, because every time I mess up here, Tattoo. You know what I think about when I think about him? I can never pronounce the drink right. You remember is it Tahitian? Whatever it is, drink.
I don't know.
It's a drink like that. Miles defeated Dante Casanova. Action Andretti defeated LJ Cleary. Serpentico and the Colognes, Eddie and Orlando Colon defeated Brandon Cutler, Jay Lucas, and Teriyaki. Why is Brandon Cutler still here? It makes me mad. MXM, Mansoor, and Mason defeated Aaron Solo and Nick Camarado. With ROH Women's Television title match where Red Velvet defeated Isla Dawn and Adam Priest, Dalton Castle, and Outrunners of Truth and Torbert Floyd defeated Griff Garrison, the Lethal Twist of Blake Christian, Jay Lethal, and Lee Johnson. Jay, you got anything to say about this?
From the top, Athena versus Janai Kai was a very hard-fought contest there. Janai Kai continuing to show her worth on ROH TV. They actually let her cut her first promo post-match for this. So it seems that she's going to be having some further interactions with the likes of Athena and MIT. Uh, Billy Starks interfered in this match to help Athena get the win here. So Janai Kai for the following week or within the next 2 weeks, she'll have a one-on-one contest versus Billy Starks coming, and hopefully that continues the evolution, growth, and ascension of Janai Kai on ROH TV. Yet again, me being a big proponent of the Women of Honor, and them continuing to grow that division. Queen Aminata got a quick win over Rachel Leigh. Rachel Leigh didn't really necessarily show me much in the match here, but I'm sure she'll get other opportunities down the line. Beef. It's been interesting to see the evolution of Beef's character now. Beef, who was more or less of a babyface good guy, now being manipulated and overworked by the likes of the premier athletes. And Beef has been taking his walk on the dark side as he defeated Matt Menard and post match continued to beat down Matt Menard. With the other members of the premier athletes, Eddie Kingston and Ortiz versus RPG Vice is something. It's a beef. It's a storyline right now going on between Eddie Kingston, Ortiz, and the third member of their crew, if you want to call it that old master. He'll be part of that with RPG Vice. They'll be having a match soon, a 6-man match soon with RPG Vice and another member of the Don Callis family. Tahuti Miles is interesting. Tahuti Miles, formerly known as Ashante the Adonis, for those who are WWE fans and NXT fans. Tahuti Miles won his match here against Dante Casanova, and after he won his match, STP, Shane Taylor Promotions, came out to the ring, offered him a spot with Shane Taylor Promotions, and Tahuti Miles is now the newest member of STP. As the group continues to grow, and do whatever it is they want to do. Action Andretti and LJ Cleary. At first, the match I thought was a little clunky, and then they really caught a good chemistry and synergy. LJ Cleary, I've known always to be a great in-ring performer. I used to watch his stuff in Noah and things of that nature. For folks who don't know, or for folks who care, LJ Cleary is the fiance of Lyra Valkyria. And Action Andretti is Action Andretti, but it ended up being a good match for the two of them. Hopefully LJ continues to get even more shots on ROH, because he's gotten other opportunities to have other matches on ROH before. Hopefully he continues to get more opportunities in the future. Serpentico and the Colognes versus Brandon Cutler, Jay Lucas, and Teriyaki. I was waiting to see something out of this match, to be quite honest. I didn't really get to see much. Brandon Cutler looks great physically. He looks good in the ring, even smoother than he used to do back in his days when he was just an indie wrestler at the end of the day. I was hoping to see something viable from Jay Lucas and Teriyaki, because I've seen their names always come up on the indie stuff that we cover here, but I didn't really see much out of them in this match. But the right team won there. MXM Collection doing their thing as they continue to be part of the tag team division there, as they got a win over Arisola and Nick Camarado. Nothing really to report on that end. Red Velvet and Nyla Dawn had the best match of the night, I believe, for that ROH Women's World Television title. Red Velvet winning and retaining her championship by the skin of her teeth on Isla Dawn. That was Isla Dawn's best match on ROH TV / AEW TV to date, and I hope that they continue to let her show this part of her style and technique in comparison to the bare minimum they've been allowing her to show in previous weeks. And then the last match was just a fun match between the teams there. The thing of note about the last match there, Griff Garrison, who was a member of the frat house, he got kicked out of the frat house. His teammates or former teammates, or was it? No, it wasn't Griff Garrison. Griff Garrison didn't get kicked out. Griff Garrison and I forget what the other dude's name is. But Griff Garrison and another member of the frat house turned heel against Preston Vance. Preston Vance used to be 10 of the Dark Order. They beat him down, and then members of the Dark Order, Evil Uno and Alex Reynolds, came down for the save. They hugged it out, and it seems like Preston Vance is now back with the Dark Order. So that's the main thing to take away from that match there.
Thank you so much, Jay News. Jay News is coming to the back with me. We're going to go over to AEW Collision. AEW Collision episode 155 on the 30th on TBS. We had AEW World Trios title match where the Demand, Bishop Khan, Ricochet, and Toa Leona defeated the Rascals of David and Xavier, Myron Reed, and Zachary Wentz. We had Tommaso Ciampa defeat Nick Comoroto. Hazuki and the Brawling Burrows of Alex Windsor and Jamie Hayter defeated MIT of Athena, Billy Starks, and Diamante. Bang Bang Gang. Bang Bang. Listen, they came back to win with Austin and Ace Gunn, Colton Gunn, and Juice Robinson. Defeat the Death Riders of Claudio Castagnoli, John Moxley, Pac, and Willa Yuta. And Chris Statlander defeat Aura Tevis in a minute and 28 seconds. She stumped her out. Commander defeated Jay Lethal. Will Ospreay defeated Daniel Garcia. You got any thoughts on this show?
Quick rundown: the Demand got their lone AEW Trios title defense here against the Rascals. The Rascals continue to get minutes on TV every week. I'm not mad at that. Tommaso Ciampa and Nick Comoroto. I was surprised at how they structured that match. It was more or less of a squash win for Ciampa over Nick Comoroto, who's a pretty big dude. But Ciampa was able to do with him what he wanted. The AEW fan base seems to love Hazuki. So more Hazuki on AEW TV, please. The Bang Bang Gang versus Death Riders match was fun. Chris Statlander won in a squash over this young lady named Aurora Teves. I didn't even know who she was. Commander and Jay Lethal put on a very competitive contest. Commander doing his death-defying off the top rope stuff, and Jay Lethal being the grounded veteran that he is. And Will Ospreay versus Daniel Garcia, I knew could turn into something fun and highly competitive, and it was. It still shows me that Danny can hang with the guys who are at the top of the food chain. Whether or not he ever develops a character that fans can resonate with and latch onto, that's another question altogether. But in ring, Danny can hang with mostly anybody, and obviously, Will Ospreay's always going to put on a hell of a match.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Jay News coming back. We're going to go over to episode 156 that happened on yesterday on TBS. We had the Continental Challenge Cup first round match where Claudio Castagnoli defeated Ace Austin. We had the Brawling Birds, Alex Windsor and Jamie Hayter defeat Vert Vixen and Viva Van. We had Continental Challenge Cup first round match. Orange Cassidy defeated Matt Sydal. We had the Rascals, Desmond Xavier and Zachary Wentz defeat Aaron Solo and Stephen Furte. Mike Bailey defeated Myron Reed. We had Hikaru Shida and Persephone defeat Hayat and Maya World. We had Death Riders, Daniel Garcia, John Moxley, Pac, and Willa Yuta defeat the Bang Bang Gang of Ace, Colton Gunn, and Juice Robinson, along with Jack Perry. And the last match of the night, the Continental Challenge Cup first round match where Eddie Kingston defeated Jack Doyle. Anything you have about this match, J News?
The AEW Continental Challenge Cup matches, that being Claudio versus Ace Austin, Orange Cassidy versus Matt Sydal, and then Eddie versus Jake Doyle. They all banged. Credit to those guys. I didn't know what to expect out of Eddie versus Jake, but that turned into something that I was used to seeing in the mid '90s on All Japan, and that's just a testament to what Eddie Kingston and Jake Doyle can do. Orange Cassidy and Matt Sydal was a evenly fought contest throughout. Those guys had counters to each other's counters, and they brought it for one another. It was great to see Matt Sydal be able to wrestle at that level again after 26 months of being off for injury. And Claudio and Ace Austin, man, just tremendous, tremendous. Got to give those guys credit there. The Brawling Birds basically had a squash match versus Vert Vixen and Viva Van. Not much to really report there, but it was nice to see Vert Vixen and Viva Van get collision minutes. Aaron Solo and Stephen Forte were just a squash match for the Rascals, really, of Dez and Zach, who seem to be wanting further further evolution for themselves as they go on to want to have shots maybe at the tag team championships, maybe at the trios championships in the not so distant future. Mike Bailey versus Myron Reed was a hell of a contest. Those two, man, they killed it last night. That was the match of the night right there. Myron Reed versus Mike Bailey. Those two guys, props to them. Hikaru Shida and Persephone. Look, I was harsh on Hikaru Shida not too long ago via the review on the True Heel Heat podcast for the Redemption pay-per-view about her abilities in the ring. And I got to give it to her here. She healed it up, and she was not she made an effort, not saying that this was on me, but she made an effort to improve her technique and hit stuff and hit her strikes more flush. And her and Persephone worked well together as a tag team, so we'll see as to where that goes. But High End and Maya World took the loss here. We'll probably see another rematch between Maya World and Hikaru Shida for the TBS Championship. Somewhere in there, you still have to look for Chris Statlander as well. So we'll see as to how all of that comes to a head coming towards All In. The Death Riders match versus the Bang Bang Gang was fun. That was more or less of an allusion to the Jack Perry versus John Moxley match for the Continental Cup match that they're going to be having on Dynamite. So this was a precursor to that. And we'll see as to what kind of match that turns out to be on Dynamite. But that was a fun 8-man tag there for Collision.
Thank you so much. J News is coming in the back with me. We're going to go over to AEW Redemption. Happened last week. For the buy-in on the 26th, you can still watch that on YouTube, is the AEW World Trios title match with a conglomeration. Kyle O'Reilly, Ernest Cassidy, and Roderick Strong defeated the Lethal Twist of Blake Christian, Jay Lethal, and Lee Johnson. On to the main part of the pay-per-view. We have the AEW. Okay, there we go. The AEW number one, AEW International title number one contendership 6-way ladder match where Mike Bailey defeated El Colon and Jack Perry and Commander and Nick Wayne and the Beast Mortos. The Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, defeated the Death Riders of John Moxley and Will Ospreay. AEW International title match, Kyle Fletcher defeated Bandito. We had the double chain tag team match where the Dogs, Clark Connors and David Finlay, defeated the Bang Bang Gang of Jay White and Juice Robinson. We had a title change for the AEW TBS title match where Maya World defeated Hikaru Shida. AEW Tag Team title match, we had Cage and Cope, Adam Copeland, and Christian Cage defeat the Death Riders of Claudio Castagnoli and Pac. We had a no-holds-barred match with Jericho. That mother... Excuse me. I watched this and I was mad, and I'm mad reading this again. Chris Jericho now, defeated Tommaso Ciampa. We had a title change for the AEW National title match where Andrade El Idolo defeated Mark Davis. We had a title change for the AEW Women's World title match where Willow Nightingale, I'm not good with her either, defeated Thekla. We had AEW Women's, AEW World title match where Kenny Omega defeated Kevin Knight. Do you have any thoughts on this, J News?
Yeah, I thought Redemption was a good show. It wasn't received as well as most other AEW pay per views are received, but at the end of the day, I thought it was a good show. Nonetheless, I think AEW has just set such a high bar for themselves for pay per view that anything less than what people are used to getting from that top tier pay per view is always would be perceived as a letdown. But I thought it was a fun show. I thought it was a good show, a good 7.5 out of 10 for an overall show. I think the only just because of the overall feel of the show, not necessarily because of the wrestling, the only match that was more or less a letdown during the show was the double chain tag match between the Dogs and the Bang Bang Gang. It just didn't suit them for what had been for that event, for that pay per view. That double chain match just didn't work very well. That's really most I had to say there. That was a letdown match. I'm sorry, that was one letdown match, and then Maya World versus Hikaru Shida was a letdown match as well. I was very harsh upon Hikaru Shida and her in-ring work in this match. Maya World for her abilities and her tenure in the wrestling business. Yes, there are times where Maya can work very fast, and that can work against her in a match and whatnot. And there can be certain spots during the match where she can do better to sell certain things as well. But she wasn't the most glaring bad part of this match. Hikaru Shida just was not good in this match. But the title change I thought was a surprise as well. Maya came out of that match winning the CBS Championship, and hopefully she can make something of the opportunity, and continue to ride that high wave that she's been on since the Owen Hart tournament. Cajun Cope versus the Death Riders I thought was an excellent match. Jericho versus Tommaso Ciampa was a fun hardcore match between the two. Jericho getting the win there against Tommaso Ciampa, I guess, was necessary because Tommaso Ciampa seemed to have been getting the one up on Jericho throughout all the weeks on TV. So Jericho, with his Painmaker gimmick, coming out and doing all the hardcore stuff, got the win there. I didn't mind it. I thought it was going to be a hardcore match. We got the hardcore match that we wanted with the hardcore spots, and that was good enough for me there. Andrade versus Mark Davis was a good match. I thought that they didn't get much time. Or was it that they didn't get much time? No, it's not that they didn't get much time. It's more or less that where it was placed on the card, I thought was a bit detrimental to them in that sense for Andrade and Mark Davis. But Andrade won the national championship here. The match was decent at the end of the day. Like I said, not one of those matches that you're gonna write home about and are considered match of the year, but it was a good match nonetheless. Willow versus Tekla was a great match. Tekla can do no wrong in my eyes right now, and obviously you guys know I'm a big fan of Willow Nightingale, and Willow getting the win here, and earning the AEW Women's World Title. It was expected. Don't get me wrong. I myself preferred if Tekla would have retained here, just because of the work that Tekla has been doing as AEW Women's Champion. But I do understand this. I do understand the story that they're going after with Willow against Mercedes. So we'll see how that develops and how that goes forward into All In. And then Kenny Omega versus Kevin Knight was exactly what I thought it was going to be. It was a banger match. I knew Kevin was going to be able to hang with Kenny Omega, and Kenny Omega he is back to being the cleaner, the best spot machine, and all that. And all that jazz, and Kenny retained the championship against Kevin Knight, which we knew we should. The post match angle was really what everybody was ended the night talking about there with Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay as we head towards All In.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, J News is gonna come back here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna come up here. Okay. Thank you to Charles who liked this. Okay. Now back to the ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna talk CMLL, AEW. They had a few shows. J News can pronounce that.
CMLL Semana Internacional. CMLL versus AEW. We had this for August 4th, which I believe was Tuesday. So we had a match, a Relampago Lightning match. It was Leon Cage of Rev Pro defeating Max Star. Another Relampagos match we had for the ladies. We had Candela and Kira defeat High-End and Maya World in a tag match there. Another Relampagos match we had Los Hermanos Calavera Jr. The first and Calavera Jr. the second defeat the Swirl of Blake Christian and Lee Johnson. And another Relampagos match we had Austin Aries of MLW defeat Esfinge for the New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team title match. Los Hermanos Chavez, the current champions, Angel de Oro and Niebla Roja, they retained their championships against the House of Torture members Doki and Yujiro Takahashi. Neon, Ultimo Guerrero, Jelua, and Zandokan Jr. Defeated Don Callis family members Brian Cage, El Clone, Hechicero, and Volador Jr. On another match at Relampago, we had Soberano Jr. defeat Commander in what was a flippy dippy, high flying extravaganza. if folks want to go back to go see that, I want to see more. I want to see. I don't know if he's interested in it, but I would like to see Soberano Jr. Make some appearances on AEW TV if he's up for it. I think he's got a lot of charisma. I think his style works for what AEW is currently doing with their in-ring product. I would like to see him take some shots on AEW TV or ROH TV just to see as to how it goes over. Barbaro Cavernario defeated Bandito. In the AEW TNT title match, we had Kevin Knight, the champion, defeat Titan. And then Kyle Fletcher defeated Mascara Dorada in what was hailed as one of the better matches of that week.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, on to the second day that happened on yesterday.
Yes, this was Saturday. We had Los Forajidos, El Coyote, Pólvora, and Vaquero Jr. Defeat Atrapasueños, my bad, Espíritu Negro, and Rey Cometa and Fuego. Johnny Robbie, always nice to see Johnny Robbie, along with Tessa Blanchard and Thunder Rosa. They defeated Keira, Reina Isis, and Zuxis. The Swirl of Blake Christian and Lee Johnson, they defeated Valiente Jr. and Vegas Depredador. Gran Guerrero defeated Brian Cage and Crixus. Los Hermanos Chavez, Angel de Oro, and Niebla Roja defeated Black Tiger and Black Tiger 4. And in a Relevos Increíbles tag team match, we had Bandito and Titan defeat El Clone and Templario.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on to TNA Wrestling. I'm going to go back quickly. Episode 1150 on the 30th on AMC. We had Leon Slater and Ricky Sosa defeat the System of Cedric Alexander and Eddie Edwards. We had the Knockouts television title tournament quarterfinal match where Indy Hartwell defeated Thea Hale. We had the TNA Knockouts World title 2-on-1 handicap match, the Elegance brand Heather by Elegance and M by Elegance. I still cannot stand them. Defeated Ali by DQ. TNA Knockouts television title quarterfinal match, Jada Stone defeated Jody Threat. And for the TNA International title match, we had a title change as Jason Hodge defeated Mustafa Ali to win the championship. Ladies and gentlemen, TNA Impact 1151 on the 6th AMC. We had Matt Hardy defeating Ryan Nemeth. TNA Knockouts TV title final match, Heather by Elegance defeating Mara Sade. There was a DQ, Casey Navarro defeating Brian Myers. The System, Bear Bronson and Brian Myers defeated Fabian Eichner and Casey Navarro. Again, these fucking hometown matches. And this man, AJ Francis, both of them get on my nerves. The hometown man defeated AJ Francis in 48 seconds. Now, even though I don't like the hometown man, okay, I don't like the hometown man. I'll make that clear. He ain't my friend. But again, when you do the Lord's work and you beat AJ Francis, I must give you a hand clap. Okay? Hey! Hold on, let me come up on the screen. Hey, Tag, I appreciate you. Thank you. Be safe. And we go back to the bottom. And then we had the Knockouts World title match where Zaya Brookside defeated Wendy Chu. On to MLW.
If you have a
MLW,
minute, Dolores,
huh?
just to go back on, just to touch on TNA. For folks who watch TNA, I just wanted to give you two bits of information. Both Jody Threat and Mara Sade have been released from their TNA contracts. They are no longer with TNA. So they are free agents. They are free to sign with whatever promotion they decide. Nothing has been reported with Jody Threat as of yet, but rumors and inclinations seem to be that Mara Sade will be signing with AEW in due time. We shall see. Nothing has been confirmed, but that is the news circling about.
Thank you so much, J News. DJ News be happening. Ladies and gentlemen, MLW Fusion is what we'll be covering. It's on YouTube and on the MLW channel, Major League Wrestling. Episode 206 on the first. They did CMLL Fantastica Mia. Did I say it right, J News? I tried. I almost got it. Diego Hill, El Desperado, and Mystico defeated Austin Aries. Doki and Ultimo Guerrero. The Glasgow Boys on top, Mark Coffey and Wolfgang, defeated Contra Unit of Ikaro, Kwan, and Akamura. Big Damo versus Mads Kruger ended in a no contest. They tried to knock each other's head off the pure blanks. Also yesterday, because I was watching stuff this morning. There was a lot of stuff happening yesterday. On YouTube, they had episode, I think it was 207. Diego Hill, El Desperado, Mystico, defeated Austin Aries, Doki, and Ultimo Guerrero. Oh, this is the same one. I don't know why I did it. They didn't. I think the episode came on yesterday, and I didn't do it. GCW. We had GCW the Top Plate 2026. Okay, it was on the 31st of July on Triller TV. Leon King defeated Dexter Daniels, Jay Lucas, Knox Caulfield, Logan Cavos, and Victor Analog. These names in GCW getting crazy. Teriyaki defeated Lise Lewis. Gary J defeated Orion. Marcus Mathers defeated Shotzi Blackheart. Avery Styles. I'm getting to love more and more seeing Avery in GCW. Defeated Alexander Lev. We had one Commanders defeat Jamison McGregor and Red Wing. We had Team GCW, which consisted of CPA, Jimmy Lloyd, and Ryan O'Neal, defeat Team Magnum of Jay Flower, Kit Sacked, and Nino Hatchet. We had GCW tag team title match with a buster in the brain of Alex Price and Jordan Oliver defeated the Young Guns of Drake Hollowell and Relly Carter. And the last match of the night was VNDL48, which was Atticus and Otis Cougar defeating Bang and Matthews of August Matthews and Davey Bang. GCW, I want to tell y'all, it's a rude awakening, okay? It took place on the 1st on Triller TV. Teriyaki defeated Alexander, Anakin Murphy, Jay Lucas, Jimmy Lloyd, and Ryan O'Neal. Lee Lewis defeated KJ Orso. Vipers defeated Gary J. In a non-title match, Otis Cougar defeated one Kyle Manders. Marcus Mathers defeated Avery Styles. Shotzi Blackheart defeated Darren Corbin. See how long he gonna keep that name. GCW Tag Team Title Match, Buster and the Brain, Alex Price and Jordan Oliver defeated Janelysis of Joy Janela and his girl Megan Bain. And last but not least, GCW World Title Match, Atticus Cougar defeated Devin Monroe. On to GCW versus First. That's what I'm gonna call it. It took place on the 2nd on Triller TV. Devin Monroe defeated Marcus Mathers. One Kyle Manders defeated Brandon Gore. First grand title match, Ali Cash defeated Shotzi Blackheart. For the GCW Tag Team title match, we had the Buster in the Brain. Alex Price and Jordan Oliver defeated No More Violent, Cho and Jen. We had Ryan Cruz defeating Joy Janela. We had Team GCW, Anakin Murphy, CPA, Jimmy Lloyd, and Teriyaki defeat the team first of Badger Briggs, Jordan, Mr. Williams, and Shane Black. We had GCW World Title match. Atticus Cougar defeated. Well, it ended in no contest because of shenanigans. Eric Cannon. Eric Cannon and Vipers then defeated VNDL48, Atticus, and Otis Cougar. You know GCW. Okay, listen. I'm gonna tell y'all, there was some shenanigans in this show. GCW 20 years of bad boy. We already know it's talking about Joey Janela. Okay. It took place on the 6th on Triller TV. Ryan O'Neal defeated Channing Decker and Kevron Canyon. Mike Skyros and Sal Mastrada and Tarzan Duran. Listen, these names, y'all need to go back to, if y'all want to come up to the main rosters of shows, stop with these crazy names. Tracy Williams defeated Junior Underwood. Leo Rush, I enjoyed this match. Leo Rush defeated Leeds Lewis. Crowbar defeated Jimmy Lloyd. Chris Statlander defeated Marcus Mathers in a good match. Bear Bronson defeated Marco Stunt. I did say Marco Stunt. He has not went anywhere. Nick Gage defeated Rhett Titus. Alex Price and Nick Wayne defeated Genesis of Joey Janela and Megan Bain. I did, out of the shows right here, I did enjoy that. This show particularly. Progress had a show. I couldn't pronounce it last week when I had to do it. Not last week, week before last. I ain't gonna be able to spell it now. Scorchio, whatever. Jay News though. No, Jay News probably don't know. I don't know because he don't watch Progress. Nikki.
I've been walking Progress before you learned about it, but it's Scorchio.
Scorchio, I said it. See, I heard it right the other week. The other week when I did it, I was like, nah, that's wrong. Nikki Storm defeated Session Moth Martinez. Simon Miller defeated Scott Oberman. Cougar defeated Joe Coffey. We had a blood debt match where Spike Trivet defeated Bullet. CPF, which is Danny Black and Joe Lando, defeated the Velocities of Jude London and Paris De Silva. We had a Progress Atlas title match where Gene Money and Tommy Tanner ended in no contest. Again, shenanigans and craziness. But we did have a title change for the Progress women's title match where Rio defeated Alexis Falcon. And the last match of the night, Jay News' favorite dude, kept his Progress World title match. Car Noir defeated Charles Crowley. On to a side, losing it. Blackout August was their show. It was on YouTube and it was on the first. I'm telling you, they have really good shows. We had a pre-show tag match where the top shotters, Maurice Moss and Trey Derula, defeated Sky High of Azariel Cam and Diego Hill. Jordan Blade defeated Janai Kai. Cedric Alexander defeated Manny Lowe. For the men's tag team title match, we had Jordan Holt and Zay Vega defeat the Wild Jamaicans of Anthony and Hayden Kintish. Listen, I'm tired of y'all in these names. Saba defeated Treehouse Lee. For the women's title match, we had Charity King Charity King and Savannah Evans ended in a double count out. Listen, they tried to knock each other block off. I feel like Savannah Evans should have won, but, it's whatever. Billy Dixon defeated Darius Lockhart. And for the side men's title match, we had a title change where Darius Yaha, listen, these names, why are we doing these names? Defeated Darius Carter to get the championship, which I enjoy watching Darius Carter wrestle, indie wise. I wish I would see more of him mainstream somewhere in a company. AEW snatch this man up somewhere. Snatch him up and give him more matches. How about that? On to Jay News' favorite part of the show.
G1 Climax 36 continues as it has been. These are the participants in their relative blocks. In the A block, we have Takeshita, Yosuji, Sonata, Shingo Takagi, Jake Lee, Bolton Oleg, Hiroki Goto, Great Okan, Yuto, Icy, Ryohei Oiwa. On the B block side, we have Gabe Kidd, Drilla Maloney, Hanari, Callum Newman, Oscar, Ren Narita, Yu Uemura, Aaron Wolf, Zack Sabre Jr., Shota Umino, who had to withdraw, unfortunately, due to a concussion. We are on to the 26th of July show. We had the United Empire's Jake Lee and Zane J defeat Masatori Yasuda and Oleg Bolton. TMDK's Hartley Jackson and Ryohei Oiwa. They defeated House of Torture Sonata and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Konosuke Takeshita and Toru Yano defeated United Empire's Great Okan and Jacob Austin Young. The Unbound Coach Shingo Takagi and Taiji Ishimori. They defeated Goto Revolutionary Army of Hiroki Goto and Tatsuya Matsumoto. Unbound Co's Daiki Nagai and Yota Tsuji defeated Unbound Co's Gato and Yuto Ice. The G1 Bleabok action. Yua Uemura defeated Shota Umino via forfeit. Yua Uemura gets the points because Shota wasn't able to wrestle. Oscar defeated Aaron Wolf via referee's decision. Hanare defeated Ren Narita. Drilla Maloney defeated Callum Newman. And Gabe Kidd defeated Zack Sabre Jr. On the 29th, we had the United Empire's Hanare and Jacob Austin Young defeat Taisei Nakahara and Toru Yano. Aaron Wolf and Tatsuya Matsumoto. They defeated Masatori Yasuda and Yua Uemura. Unbound Co's Gato and Oscar. They defeated Unbound Co's Daiki Nagai and Joe Maloney. And TMDK's Hartley Jackson and Zack Sabre Jr. defeated House of Torture members Dick Togo and Ren Narita. Block A action on this night, we had Oleg Bolton defeat Jake Lee. Ryohei Oiwa defeated Sonata. Konosuke Takeshita defeated Great Okan. Shingo Takagi defeated Hiroki Goto. And Yota Tsuji defeated Yuto Ice via knockout. On the 31st, we had House of Torture members Sonata and Yoshinobu Kanemaru defeat Masatori Yasuda and Oleg Bolton. Konosuke Takeshita and Toru Yano defeated Goto Revolutionary Army of Hiroki Goto and Tatsuya Matsumoto. United Empire's Great Okan, Jake Lee and Jacob Austin Young defeated Unbound Co's Gato, Shingo Takagi, and Yuto Ice. TMDK's Hartley Jackson and Ryohei Oiwa defeated Unbound Co's Daiki Nagai and Yota Tsuji. Block B action again. Hanari got the points via Shota Umino's forfeit. Oscar defeated Drilla Maloney via referee's decision. Ren Narita defeated Zack Sabre Jr. Callum Newman defeated Gabe Kidd. And Yua Uemura defeated Aaron Wolf. On to the 1st of August, the United Empire's Callum Newman and Zane J. They defeated Tatsuya Matsumoto and Toru Yano. Unbound Co's Daiki Nagai and Drilla Maloney. They defeated Aaron Wolf and Taisei Nakahara. House of Torture members Dick Togo and Ren Narita defeated Masatori Yasuda and Yua Uemura. TMDK's Hartley Jackson and Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Unbound Co's Gato and Oscar. Block A action again. Oleg Bolton defeated Sonata. Yuto Ice defeated Jake Lee. Shingo Takagi defeated the Great Okan. Yota Tsuji defeated Ryohei Oiwa. And Konosuke Takeshita defeated Hiroki Goto. On to the 2nd of August, TMDK's Hartley Jackson and Ryohei Oiwa defeated Goto Revolutionary Army, Hiroki Goto and Tatsuya Matsumoto. House of Torture members Sonata and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. They defeated Unbound Co's Gato and Yuto Ice. United Empire's Great Okan and Jacob Austin Young. They defeated United Empire's Jake Lee and Zane J. Konosuke Takeshita, Oleg Bolton, and Toru Yano. They defeated Unbound Co's Daiki Nagai, Shingo Takagi, and Yota Tsuji. Back to Block B. Callum Newman got the points there from Shota Umino's forfeit. Aaron Wolf defeated Drilla Maloney. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Oscar. Ren Narita defeated Yua Uemura. And Gabe Kidd defeated Hanare. On to the matches from the 6th. We had United Empire's Hanare and Jacob Austin Young. They defeated Masatori Yasuda and Yua Uemura. House of Torture's Dick Togo and Ren Narita. They defeated Aaron Wolf and Tatsuya Matsumoto. United Empire's Callum Newman and Zane J. They defeated Unbound Co's Gato and Oscar via countout. TMDK's Hartley Jackson and Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Unbound Co's Daiki Nagai and Drilla Maloney. Back to Block A. Sanada. He defeated Yuto Ice via countout. Jake Lee defeated the Great Okan via DQ. Ryohei Oiwa defeated Hiroki Goto. Shingo Takagi defeated Konosuke Takeshita. And Oleg Bolton defeated Yota Tsuji. And the show that happened yesterday on the 8th, Block B match here. Gabe Kidd got the points via forfeit from the Shota Umino match that didn't happen. The tag matches. Goto Revolutionary Army of Hiroki Goto and Tetsuya Matsumoto defeated Masatori Yasuda and Oleg Boltin. TMDK's Harley Jackson and Ryohei Oiwa. They defeated the United Empire's Jake Lee and Zayn J. Konosuke Takeshita and Toru Yano, they defeated House of Torture Sonata and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. United Empire's Great Okan and Jacob Austin Young, they defeated Unbound Co's Daiki Nagai and Yota Tsuji. Unbound Co. Shingo Takagi and Teji Ishimori, they defeated Unbound Co's Gato and Yuto Ice. Block B continues. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Drilla Maloney. Yui Uemura defeated Hanare. Ren Narita defeated Aaron Wolf. And Callum Newman defeated Oscar.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. You already know what it is. It's time for what? It's time for preview. Preview. See yourself a hand in the clouds. Listen. Miss a day, miss a lot. On to New Japan Pro Wrestling.
So we had matches that happened earlier this morning. I will not give you guys the results because I don't have them on hand. But the matches that were on for today: Shota Umino versus Taisei Nakahara. Oh no, I'm sorry, Shota Umino and wait a minute, time out. Hold on, I don't like this because this is gonna confuse the hell out of me when I'm misreading stuff. So I'm gonna do this based on the results for the day. So today was August 9th. I'll give you guys the results from top to bottom. We had Taisei Nakahara and Toru Yano. They went up against Gato and Oscar from the Unbound Code. Gato and Oscar won that match. We had Tatsuya Matsumoto and Aaron Wolf. They lost to the United Empire, Zayn J and Callum Newman. We had Dick Togo and Ren Narita from the House of Torture. They defeated Daiki Nagai and Drilla Maloney of the Unbound Co. Hartley Jackson and Zack Sabre Jr. of TMDK. They defeated Jacob Austin Young and Hanare from the United Empire. We then go on to further Block A action. We had Ryohei Oiwa defeat Jake Lee. We then had Konosuke Takeshita defeat Sonata. We then had Yota Tsuji defeat the Great Okan. We then had Hiroki Goto defeat Boltin Oleg. And we then had Yuto Ice defeat Shingo Takagi. So on to the next bunch of matches to preview. We have here the last match of the Mexico tour for the international Semana Internacional, CMLL and AEW dates. We had Okamura and Shomakato. They're going to go up against Diamond and Oro Jr. Best 2 out of 3 falls, 6-man tag team match. We're going to have Los Herederos of El Cobarde, Felino Jr. and Hijo de Stuka Jr. Versus La Máquina de la Destrucción, El Elemental, Explosivo, and Máquina Letal. In a match relámpago, we're going to have Blue Panther versus Brian Cage. Black Tiger and Black Tiger 4 are going to go up against Los Hermanos Calavera, Calavera Jr. 1 and Calavera Jr. 2. The Swirl of Blake Christian and Lee Johnson, they're going to go up against Los Infernales of Averno and Euforia. And then El Clon and Hechicero of the Don Callis family will go up against Bandito and Místico. More New Japan stuff for the date of the 11th, which is on Tuesday. We're going to have Masatori Yasuda and Oleg Boltin go up against the United Empire's Great Okan and Jacob Austin Young. House of Torture Sonata and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, they're going to go up against Unbound Co. Shingo Takagi and Taiji Ishimori. United Empire's Jake Lee and Zayn J are going to go up against Unbound Co.'s Daiki Nagai and Yota Tsuji. Unbound Co.'s Gato and Yuto Ice will go up against Goto Revolutionary Army, Hiroki Goto, and Tatsuya Matsumoto. Block B action is going to involve Zack Sabre Jr. versus Hanare, Drilla Maloney versus Ren Narita, Callum Newman versus Aaron Wolf. Shota Umino's match is going to be forfeited as Oscar will get the points there, and then Gabe Kidd will have the main event versus Yuya Uemura. On the 12th, we're going to have Taisei Nakahara team with someone else go up against the Unbound Co.'s Daiki Nagai and Drilla Maloney. Masatori Yasuda and Yuya Uemura will go up against Unbound Co.'s Gato and Oscar. United Empire's Hanare and Jacob Austin Young, they'll go up against United Empire's Callum Newman and Zayn J. Aaron Wolf and Tatsuya Matsumoto will go up against TMDK's Hartley Jackson and Zack Sabre Jr. Block A action continues. Hiroki Goto is going to go one-on-one against Yuto Ice. The Great Okan will go up against Oleg Boltin. Jake Lee will face off against Yota Tsuji. Shingo Takagi will go one-on-one against Sonata. And Konosuke Takeshita will face off against Ryohei Oiwa. On the 13th, we have the block action. Trillo Aloni is gonna get the points there for the match against Shota Umino. Hanari is gonna go up against Callum Newman. Gabe Kidd versus Ren Rita. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Aaron Wolf, and Yua Uemura versus Oscar. And then for the 15th so far, we have one match booked as an exhibition match. It's going to be Satoshi Kojima versus Hiroyoshi Tenzan for Tenzan's retirement match, which is why it's an exhibition match. This is going to be Tenzan's last match, his retirement match versus his longtime friend and tag team partner, Satoshi Koji.
Yes, put J News back here. You know what I love? I love a little hardcore wrestling. So it's GCW. And it's GCW Homecoming Weekend next weekend. And it'll be on Triller TV on the 15th, day one. It'll and then day two will be on the 16th. But 16th we come on, so we'll preview it then. Charles Mason and Slade versus Savage Gnomes of Bear Bronson and Gabby Forza. We have a Chola chain match. Viper versus Christian Napier. For the GCW Tag Team title match, we have Buster in the Brain, which is Alex Price and Jordan Oliver, versus KJ Orso and Sam Stackhouse. They're back friends together. Nick Gage and Nino Extremo and Sicko the Clown versus Connor Claxton, Dr. Redacted, and Jimmy Lloyd. We have Joey Janela versus Marco Stunt. And for the GCW World title match, Atticus Cougar versus Joseph Sawyer. Somebody please take this title away from Atticus Cougar. I am over it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end. This is the end. We are... I don't know why I didn't bring me back. Bring me back, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, while I'm here, there go J News. We'll let J News tell you a little bit about himself so you all can go. Because I would hate to have to two pieces of the biscuit, okay? Because you didn't go and check out J News.
All right, folks. As always, thank you for watching and sticking with us here on the Hit the Ropes podcast. This is my QR code here. As Loris always puts up for me, my QR code takes you to all my socials, that be it Twitter, Instagram, and my Letterboxd account. My Letterboxd account has written reviews for all the movies I watch at the movie theater. I frequent the theater very, very often. I always choose to watch movies there instead of at home. So if you want to know as to what my viewpoints and reviews are on certain movies, you can go check out my Letterboxd account there, and check me out on Threads, Instagram, and Twitter as well. So as always, folks, thank you very much for watching and sticking with us, and we shall be back, I believe, next week to run down the week that was in pro wrestling. You're muted again, Delores.
I keep muting. We will be back next week. The 30th is the day that we won't be here this month. And that's because there are 2 back-to-back watch-alongs. And, your girl can do a lot, but you can't do 3, Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, but let me tell you about a few people that I know and I love. First of all, go check out The Educated Natural on her website, theeducatednatural.com. Check out her memberships. She has a lot going on this week. But again, 10 is doing great work. Go check her out. Also, her website is like its own social media itself. We got our own profile pages. We can upload and go live and do all those things. Yeah, J News, I see you better. Yeah, we can do all this. She even got video games. Listen, she can do it all. Check out theeducatednatural.com. Also, while you're there, if you're a woman and you just want to let your hair down, have somebody to talk to, somebody who can understand you and get, everything you need to get out. The women's closet is it. Trust me, I've been in there. This week I might have to go back in there again, but I like to talk to them and bounce ideas off, and it works very well. One of the women that I've gotten to know who's a great gardener is the Analytic Gardener. Please go check out her YouTube channel. Listen, she's over there. She over there killing bugs and everything. Listen, she over there fighting a good fight. Can't be me. But at least I appreciate her. And she's super smart, many degrees. Please go check out the Analytic Gardener. Another great gardener I love. And I manage her channel. It's Miss Shirley, the OG Gardener, live every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Her and Cat Annie. And guess what, y'all? Miss Shirley has memberships now. So please go there and join. Listen, that cookbook, if you ain't over there in that membership, this is J News. Me and well, I helped Miss Shirley put a cookbook together. Okay, 50 whole pages. She gave away free. Farm to table. Tell you how to do recipe. Even tell you how to make ice cream. Everything you need all over there. Also, if you're on her top membership, she has a planner journal, which you can download and, get your life with. Make sure you check out Workhouse Wrestling Network. Gallop on over there to the Workhouse Wrestling Network. They cover AEW content. We kind of split it up. They do AEW content. I do WWE content. I do other content too. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. But starting people out with WWE, then we're gonna work into the hardcore wrestling. As you all know, on the 30th, I will be doing Hola de Color. Yeah, pronounce it right, Jay? I get it. Watch along here at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for where WWE and AAA they're together to make this happen. 3 p.m. I will be doing NXT Heatwave watch along so you all can watch it. It'll be on Peacock. Hola de Color will be on YouTube. So y'all come watch it with me. Have a good time. See what I see. See, listen, sometimes when I tell y'all about it, it's different than you see it. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to say, had a friend hit me up and she said, hey, I want to do something with this book. I got some poetry I want to do. And I was like, I could try to help. Okay. And I am glad to say that she published her book and I helped, how would you say it? I helped kind of coordinate the graphics that are in the book and make a lot of all the graphics in the book. So please go check her out. It is Live Life. Her name is Tina Gaddis. And I really love it. And she told me that I give y'all a little sneak peek and show y'all a page out of the book. So listen, I loved making it. I loved having it. It's my first time doing it. So listen, it's only up from here. Also, I did get my book that I have some published work in. So this is the third or fourth year in a row that I've gotten it. So I am so proud. It's one thing to have somebody publish your own work, and it's another to help somebody get their work published and get the artwork and stuff done for it. It's very beautiful. I love it. And her poems are very powerful. On to me. Listen, just like she called me, you got me, okay? I'm Delores from Delores Designs. Listen, I'm not just a pink girl in my pink world. Listen, I am here to help you. I'm a social media manager. I do graphic designs. Listen, your girl does everything. I even do crafting stuff. So hit me up. I got you. Listen, I'm not free. And I ain't cheap no more, okay? the price that went up since this Kate been doing some stuff, okay? Make sure you check out J News for all his stuff. Because you know J News, if you don't check out J News, he do fitness, he knows sports, not just wrestling. J News know baseball and everything else. He be over there on True Hill Heat. Listen, he big time. I'm little time. We work together. Ladies and gentlemen, before I get out of here, I want to say, J News, every time we step in here, it is on fire. Listen, J News. What? J News, they come with me? J News is with me. We on fire, J News. We're on fire. Listen, J News got the blue fire, I got the pink fire. We're just setting it off every time we come in here. But J News, I look around. I started singing that song, the gospel song. I didn't want to take it there because it's Sunday. Okay? When I look around, I wonder, how are we going to get over this fire, J News? And when I think about it, I was like, maybe if I cut the lights off, did the lights still, look at the devil's trying to work in our favor. I said, no, J News. And it told me yes. I said, listen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the lights off on it. Oh, well, look, J News, look how cool we are. We are very cool. Look at all the smoke around us, you know? We're 420 friendly, okay? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, me and J News, we appreciate you. And when I say appreciate you, we appreciate everybody who comes to subscribe to his channel, everybody on all the platforms, because we are now expanded. And we're testing out things on my stuff because we're going to eventually move it over to the Hit the Roads podcast social media. So right now we're on Patreon, TikTok. We everywhere you want to be. Okay, me and JD. So make sure you come and check us out. Again, love you all. Thank you, 10 Tag, Crooked Peach. I forgot somebody over there. Michael over here. We everywhere, and we appreciate you. And until then, I'll see you next time. Bye. Peace.